Spaghetti, motherfucker, spaghetti.
Yeah.
And
Hurry up, motherfucker.
right off the bat,
Yeah.
what a wonderful producer right there, guys. It's been a long off season. We're getting closer and closer. We are 5 days away from rookies reporting to training camp. I was just on Adam Mason's show with him talking about this. We have Adam Mason as our guest tonight. We're going to kind of get into some of that. And then, of course, Karl has put together some excellent stuff about the secondary and PFF. So we're going to get into that. It's going to be an interesting night considering there's very little to talk about as we get closer and closer to training camp very soon. So I'm just going to start off by saying we can go around the horn. Well, first I'll start off by saying welcome, guys. PJ, Foster, great to see you again, buddy. That ugly mug is always great to see the ugly mug of yours.
Good to be seen, man.
Adam, thank you for coming on tonight. Great to see you again.
Good to see all you guys. And it's very interesting to see all the last names here. Shorty Mason, PJ Mason, Foster Mason, Karl Mason. I didn't know I had so many
family
brothers.
Reunion, Adam.
we're all just trying to get a little chip of that money you're making on YouTube, dude.
Oh, I wish. I got to figure out how to get sponsors. I got to figure out how to get Bet US.
Now he's going to hit us with copyright claims.
Adam, who's that? Who you
Adam, they always say when you're making a little bit of money, your relatives come out of the woodwork and look around, dude. Here we are.
Here we are. That's right. Good one, Foster.
All mine comes from the casinos just down the street. That's where it's all coming from.
We don't give a crap. We'll take it from anywhere, dude.
we got another one. We got DVD Mason too. Doug Van Dorm is now claiming the name too. I like it. Lots of Mason names.
Doug Mason. I
Nice.
just got bit by a dog.
Oh, that's awesome.
Was the dog named Mason?
Mason?
God dang it,
Chadwick
Mr.
Mason.
Sorrentino.
Chadwick Mason. That's the dog's name.
Oh man, it's great to see you again, Foster. These guys kind of did a show last week. I presented some fireworks. It was a good show. So I took a week off. Foster took a week or two off, and it's great to see you again. So, guys, well, before we get into that, let us please remind you that we are brought to you by Bet US, every sports bettor's favorite sports book. They have a bunch of great perks as well as exceptional service. Use the link in the description to get a 125% sign-up bonus. Place your sports bets with Bet US. That was my best one ever.
That was solid.
Download the PSF app today and find the Bears chat room and look for the live game cast with Lesser Wiltfong Jr. from the Windy City Gridiron and I. We actually both went to the same high school, ironically. So that's a lot of fun hanging out with us. We can bring you in. Adam, you should check that out. We can hop you in the game with us real time and talk with us, for a few minutes. That's kind of the idea of it. So make sure you download that today. We're trying to promote that because they also have peer-to-peer betting now, which is pretty cool. So there's all kinds of bets. So you can just bet $5 with, me or, Karl, or PJ doesn't bet, but Foster, whatever.
But,
any of your friends in there.
But if you're going to bet, please bet responsibly. We're not encouraging you to bet, but if you do, please do it responsibly.
Please do, like I do.
And I gamble every day, man. I wake up, don't I?
Yeah.
Foster with the one-liners. We missed this content last week.
I came on Bears Country podcast tonight, so I guess I'm gambling too.
Yeah.
Yes, you are. You are. You're gambling with your very career anywhere else.
I will say that's the whole reason I like to come here, guys. It's fun. It's fun coming here. We have good laughs. I really enjoy coming.
Amen.
Amen. Thank you. Really, really appreciate that. That's our goal, is to have fun. We're fans first and foremost. We're not professionals.
I don't resemble that remark.
So let's get to our chat before we move on, and then we can start yucking it up. Jake Riz, Eric Harper, Plank is here. Plank is here tonight.
Dude, Plank is an OG. He's a great follower on Twitter. He's very active on the Twitter space, always active on the YouTube channels across the whole Bears fandom. So
But he
shout out
usually
Plank.
works tonight. So he must have taken off work to hang out with us. So thank you, Plank.
Heck yeah.
Door.
DVD.
Do you mean VHS?
VHS, yes. Jay Grizz
Case.
hanging out with us tonight. Good to see you, my man. Aunt Miss.
My man.
J2K Designs, by the way. Check
Yeah,
out the new logo
J2K.
check out the new logo at the top right.
Wait
That
a
is
second.
by
That's by
J-
J2K?
J2K Designs.
I was going to say, I thought Mr. Shorentino was in the lab, but that's
Brew
high quality stuff.
7.
Bruja. Charles Johnson. Yeah,
DJ loves a good Johnson.
J2K Designs.
Look at that hand.
I want to give a shout out to J2K Designs. J2K, you've been doing great work. He's been helping us out. He's got a bunch of stuff that we're going to be
J2K.
putting up for. They're going to he's basically changing our look as far as the YouTube page, the Twitter page, everything. So thank you.
You got that approved out in the open?
Everything
Yeah.
but my love.
You love to see it.
Sorry, Jacob.
It's awesome.
Buffalo
Ron
Wild
Winarski,
Eric Harper.
Mark Kazak. Rain
Yeah,
videos
Mark-
to help people sleep is Mark Kazak. Just so you
Yeah,
know.
I was gonna say Mark Kazak. I don't know. Initially, when I was one of the first people in this, like the green room, I thought your channel was hacked, buddy. I thought it was all downhill.
No, so he started up a YouTube channel where he has videos of Rain to help people sleep. So check that out.
I freaking love those. I'll check that out for. I use those I can't sleep without white noise, and the Rain are my favorite every single night.
Mm-hmm. You ever try
Are
pink
Pepper
noise?
any of you
Jack
guys
will fix
into
that,
like
dude.
psychology?
Pink noise is like you're on an airplane or like you're sleeping in the back of a car, like in the back seat when you were a kid.
I gotta have the Rain.
There's a
Can we-
guy who actually cuts grass, who reminds me of Adam Mason. Actually, his name is his channel is midlife.
Is that Cliff Victoria's channel with a vacuum?
Oh my
No, it's,
god!
midlife Stockman. I mean, his name is Sean, and for some reason, he just reminds me of Adam. I mean, when I listen to him talk, he puts me in the mind space of Adam. So I watch a channel of him, cutting grass, and I fall asleep to that.
We're talking about falling. I make you fall asleep, PJ.
Well,
That's what I was gonna
You're
say.
mowing your lawn with
you start talking about Justin Fields, so your video's not putting you to sleep.
Got him. Don't worry, Adam. I got you, Adam. Here, it's all good now. It's all good now.
Can we put this Rain channel in the link somewhere? I want to link to that. I will subscribe and I will listen to that every night.
Drop
I'll
a
find
link
it
in
I'll
there.
find it for you. I'll find it for you.
Perfect. I want it.
We'll put the link in the description to the show.
I've even
Oh my
ruined my
God.
3-year-old.
Okay.
From the day she was born, I've had that Rain going, so now she needs the Rain too. I've ruined her already.
I agree. And down here with the rain, it only rains. I agree with the rain thing, I should say, falling asleep to it. But down here, it only rains for this band comes through the south and it's done in like 20 minutes. And you're like, now the sun comes back out and you're dying of humidity.
I don't
But,
know what
I
I
Rain
was going
looks
to ask
like.
you guys earlier is if anyone on the panel here is big into psychology, because you guys are talking about white noise and stuff. Do you know what really helps me fall asleep? It's like scary stuff, scary
Oh,
stories. Like
we
The
need to
Ring
turn
put
this-
me to sleep the other night. I don't know. It's weird, man.
I love horror movies when I go to bed. Is that you?
Essentially, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, it's weird, man. I don't know, I need
Birds
to see
chirping makes me go to sleep.
Birds chirping.
Buffalo Bob, thanks for hanging out with us tonight. Eric Harper, Adam Murray.
Ron Winarski.
Let's acknowledge these new guys. Adam Murray, Buffalo Bob.
Buffalo Bob.
Great to see you again,
I
Eric
thought it was
Harper.
another
Absolutely.
Adam Mason in the chat. Yeah, Adam Murray.
Yeah.
That's a brand new chat.
Adam Moray.
That's what I was gonna say too, man.
Anyway, we love you guys. We appreciate you guys. Thanks for hanging out with us tonight.
Truly appreciate it, each and every one of you. Thank you for joining us. And
Well,
as
he's
you
Adam
guys can
Bond.
see, Adam's part of the family now. So
Looks like he lost his connection.
yeah.
Or we
we
offended him already.
Mr. Adam needed to step away. And
kicked
I'm
him out.
scraping, trying to find the link for Mr. Rain videos to help fall asleep.
Well, let's work on that then. So, I want to kind of start off the show before we get into the secondary and the PFF grading of the secondary, because I think, we'll talk about that later. I think we can all agree that the secondary is pretty good.
JC1.
Another newbie. Thanks for joining us, JC1. Great to see you. He had some good stuff to say in Adam's podcast when I was just on there with him. This salary, or I should say, I want to
start off with the nothing burger.
I want to get into the salary cap for just a minute, and I want to get into because first off, I want to gauge everyone in chats.
That's a good point. Yes, this makes more sense.
I want to gauge your fear. Like, what's your level of fear? 1 to 10, that we're now 5 days away from rookies reporting to training camp, and Rome and Caleb have not signed yet. I personally think there's no reason to panic. But I just want to kind of break that down a little bit. I want to see what you guys think in chat, what you guys think in the comments, and I want to see what you guys on the panel have to say about that. Are you worried?
Let me start off, and then I'll keep an eye on the chat and have you guys ask. But I know that we like to talk about food on this channel a lot. I think the whole topic is a 4-course meal of just empty calories, a big old nothing burger. Nice. There's just nothing to talk about here. Roquan Smith didn't sign for the Bears until between the second and third preseason game. I think in his first game, he ended up getting a sack against the Packers. So I simply think there's nothing to this at all. But I digress.
I'll go last.
Well, seeing as though you digress, let me go ahead and progress. I think there is something to be concerned about simply because of all the rumblings we was hearing before he was drafted. So whether or not that's true.
You're talking about Caleb.
Yeah, Caleb. That's what I'm saying. I mean, so I'm wondering. I'm not saying it's true, but there is something to be concerned about in my mind. So I'm like concerned.
Is it because he doesn't have an agent?
I don't know. I mean, that's what I'm saying. I mean, because given the whole part that, the things that he didn't want to play here, this, that, the third, you heard all these things. Now he still haven't signed yet. So I'm wondering. I'm not saying I'm totally believe that he's not going to be here, but I am concerned. So my caution arrow is up, flag is waving and all that.
Yeah, I don't know if members of the chat have read the description that I put for this video. I think it's exceptionally obvious that maybe they aren't signed, but let's get that on camera here.
I like what DVD's saying here.
Exactly.
I think the only reason they haven't signed is because HBO wants to film it for Hard Knocks. Ooh.
Possibility.
But that's okay.
Foster.
Money, money, money. Money talks. Good. I'm not concerned about it. I'm going to just put my trust in polls as I've done since we've hired them regarding the signing. It's going to happen. I don't know when, but it's probably something what DVD was talking about. There's got to be a money issue that they want something, I would guess, because that's what everything is about these days. So, which I don't like to see, because it tells me that their mind's other places than where it should be, possibly.
Yeah, I'm just trying to compare this in my head to what the linebacker we traded. Jeez, just slipped my mind.
Roquan
Smith. Roquan Smith. Thank you.
That was a second-time contract, though.
But no, it was his rookie year.
Yeah, it was his
When
rookie
he
year,
was
Adam. He didn't sign until between
Because
the second and third preseason game, to my understanding.
It had to do with tackles and being suspended for a game and losing a game's worth of pay. As a quarterback or a wide receiver, I mean, I'm just playing devil's advocate to what you said, Foster, is that what is there in the contract that could be so different? I mean, I could get it on defense because you could potentially lose games for a hit to the head, but a quarterback or a wide receiver, I'm just curious to know what's going on in the minutity of the contract, unless Doug Van Dorn actually has a good point that they're actually, because I don't know when they're going to start filming it. When are they doing that?
Well, I just did a little clip on this on my channel that some people are freaking out now because the thing on Twitter was that they're waiting for Hard Knocks. Hard Knocks arrived this week, so Hard Knocks is there. Why haven't they signed yet? Well, Caleb and Rome aren't there yet. So if they want to do this big official grand signing in Hallis Hall with the beautiful glass doors and the big stuff up there on the back of the walls, they're going to wait for them to get there. So I don't feel that same concern, but the only thing to negotiate is the language, the verbiage at this point. So you're dead on, but I really do trust what you're hearing on Twitter and that it's a Hard Knocks thing. Nothing's official until it's done. And I'm sure we'll hear all about it. But in 5 days, if you haven't heard something when they're there reporting, if Hard Knocks hasn't on day one, getting them to sign and making it beautiful, if you haven't heard on 5 days from now, I would be very concerned. Yeah.
So you're not a little concerned now?
I'm zero concerned from everything the way you hear that leaking out. It was on Twitter like 4 or 5 days ago, like this big thing. And it was from someone big, and I don't have it in front of me. But it was like, it wasn't Schefter, but it was someone like that saying Hard Knocks wants them to sign. And it sounds like they were ready to sign before camp broke, but Hard Knocks wanted it on camera. And this is just, everything's rumor till it's done. So if we don't hear something 5 days from now, I would be concerned. I'm not right now, because especially with the chemistry and how they've all been all off season, how this team is built. If it was Drake May and the New England Patriots and what train wreck they are, and he's not signing, I would be more concerned. But it's the Bears, man. It's the Bears and this historic offseason, and Keenan Allen and Odunze and DeAndre Swift and everyone else. Right now I can't be concerned. But 5 days from now, if you don't hear something, I will be concerned. Yeah.
I think that's very well said. It kind of plays into what I was going to say. Is like, I'm not worried at all right now. But then hearing you guys add those points to it makes perfect sense, because why wouldn't they want to do that? That's so perfect to have them sign their contracts on Hard Knocks, right? So perfect.
It's not like Hard Knocks is being filmed live. So, I mean,
they're going to get there by the time the rookies get there. So it could happen the day before.
It was a timing thing. Adam Mason just told us that Hard Knocks arrived at Hallis Hall today.
No, it was this week. I don't remember which day. Maybe Monday, maybe Sunday. It was sometime 3 or 4 days ago. They're there. They're set up. They're ready. But
so
Rome and Caleb aren't. They still have some time off.
Right. Okay. So when they arrive, and
so people are freaking out saying, well, Hard Knocks has been there for 3 or 4 days. Why haven't they signed yet? Well, these guys are going to have – they just went from a 12, 13-game college season. They're going to have 4 preseason games and 17 games in the season over 25 weeks. They need these last couple days off. They deserve it.
And Hard Knocks, I mean – coming from my wife working in the film industry, I know what it takes to make a production like that. They're not just going to show up on, Monday next week and start filming. They're getting in and they're getting all their shots lined up. They're getting they're getting everything figured out right now before next week. They're going to have everything in place. They're going to know where their cameras are going to be. They're going to know where their shots are going to be. They're talking with, various coaches and people on the team to know, like, where do you go for here? Where do you go for there? Where do we do these interviews? Where do get the lighting all set up for all those things? So it'll probably, if I had to guess, it'll happen on Monday next week.
Whenever Caleb and Rome are here, yeah. First day they're here, I'll bet it'll happen. Very first day they're here. It is funny, though, if you go to, like, Packers sites and you go to, like, Lions sites and Viking sites, they're all making this the biggest thing in the world. They're fueling the fire. Oh, they haven't signed their rookies yet. They're going to hold out. The Bears are in trouble. Okay.
All right, I have a hypothetical question for you guys. Just going to go around the horn, starting with Foster. What would you want the Bears to do if Caleb refuses to sign? Go, Foster.
You gotta be.
What, trade for Justin Fields?
That's where PJ's going with this.
No, I'm seriously wondering.
Just end the conversation and everyone say trade for Justin Fields and we can move on.
Oh my God!
I have no freaking idea because I can't even conceive of that. I mean, even with what's going on now, it's probably due to Hard Knocks, and maybe the only other thing I could throw in there would be where the money's coming and when, from the players and the agents and the attorneys' perspective. Are they putting a bunch of money up front? Are they backloading any of the whatever they're doing with the contract? So it's Hard Knocks, and maybe those things would be the only thing I could come up with. As far as a plan, if he doesn't sign, what's he going to do? Sit out for 4 years?
I'm just throwing it out there.
Are you going the absolute, like, you're going the John Elway route right now?
I'm just wondering because you're the king of pontification there, Shorty.
Mhm.
So
Okay,
I I'm giving you a pontification.
Okay.
Just because. I'm just wondering, what would you do? Adam, what would you do?
Start agent.
Look, to be fair, we're talking about him like holding out until the
He just refuses to sign.
I saw a couple things on Twitter today. I saw Justin Fields is getting tons and tons of praise right now, so I know you're going the route. I'm assuming you're going the route we trade for. Justin
I didn't see
Fields.
that because I'm not on Twitter.
That road is dead. The Steelers are apparently super happy with him, and he's out there working with Pickens, and they're building chemistry, and they're not going to trade us back Justin Fields. They think we're stupid for trading him for a 6th, and he's worth a first. Okay, we're done with that. But I also saw
what's the second draft that they do? It's not the compensatory draft. It's like
that draft didn't fire this year. I know exactly what you're referring to.
Yeah, that draft's over with.
Supplemental. The supplemental draft couldn't fire off. Yeah.
Okay, sorry. Go ahead, Adam.
Tom Brady's on film today looking freaking ripped and sharp. We'd go after Tom Brady. That's what I say. Go after Tom Brady.
Okay.
Love it.
Ryan Tannehill, some people will say, but let's go after Tom. Let's shoot for the stars.
What you got, Karl?
So before I even get into that, I really don't even want to touch this with a 10-foot pole.
Exactly.
If Caleb Williams didn't sign the contract and it got to this time next year, wouldn't he just be another eligible draft pick next year?
He'd have to go back. He can go back to college.
He'd go
But
back
if he didn't go back to college, because I thought that this happened one time with like Bo Jackson.
I don't think he can go back to college because once you declare you can't go back, you can only enter into the supplemental draft.
But it's
You can't
gone.
go back to college.
You're saying
We're talking about USC though, not a little baby
he goes
school.
back to
I'm sure
college,
they
then
could
he can
shift
sign-
the plates underneath us.
He can go back to college. Then he can sign with whatever team he wanted to. He's
Yeah.
already lost his draft rights.
Oh,
sign at a
so
league
he'd
minimum.
be a UDFA.
He'd sign at a league minimum. Yeah.
No,
Wow.
no.
That's a lot of money he'd lose.
If he refuses to sign, he can go back into the draft, but the supplemental draft, not the official draft.
But they just said the supplemental draft is gone.
No,
But no,
we're
for
talking
next
next year because
Yeah,
I'm
for
pretty
next
sure
year
the
he can go
process
into
would be
the
he
supplement.
sat out the whole year.
Yeah.
This isn't my expertise, but I don't think that's how it works. I think he could
I
sign
don't
wherever
either.
he wanted.
Yeah,
No,
I don't
he can't.
think so.
like
He can't.
soon.
You sure, PJ? You're carrying the last name Mason now. You got to be right with this.
I'm right with this.
We all
one.
are.
He can't go back into the irregular draft. And
Right. He can't.
So he
At
had-
all, ever?
If
No,
they got
no,
rid of the
he was-
supplemental draft, he would have to go into the draft next year.
the supplemental
the
draft isn't
supplemental
gone.
draft.
It just doesn't happen every single year.
It
It's
couldn't
gotta be
fire
qualified
this year.
players.
Yeah, it'll
but
happen
it
next
can
year.
happen next year, and
Yeah.
that's what he can get into as a supplemental draft.
Okay.
How do you get your seedings then for the supplemental draft? Is it based off your record or something else?
To qualify for the supplemental draft, you have to be someone who had some kind of issue. You have to qualify for it. You have to apply for it.
Not the players. I'm talking about the team seedings. If it's a draft, how do you declare
Oh,
the order for that?
it's the same order as the normal draft.
So the Bears, well, it'd be the Panthers,
No.
right?
But not every team-
What a twisted turn of fates that would be if the Panthers earned the first overall pick again and got him back.
Okay,
That
PJ,
would-
you're a troublemaker. This is never going to
Yeah.
happen.
I know
Bears-
it's getting
Sign
crazy
up
right
for the
now.
Bears.
At this point, it sounds more logical to just
I'm
start
gonna
Bagent.
end it with this. You know what I would do? Start Tyson Bagent.
Yeah,
No!
okay, buddy. Why do you need a quarterback for the T formation? Just have Roshan Johnson take the handoff as the quarterback in the T formation.
Hey, I'm going to get crazy.
I'm trying to
here.
let you run off with this.
I'm going to get
sorry.
crazy here. Dominic Robinson played quarterback in high school. He needs a role on this team. We're going to start him at quarterback.
Poor guy.
There you have it.
He's
See?
one of the players who transformed his body most, and now he's just a quarterback out of the blue.
Hey, he
Poor
was
fucking
six,
guy.
he was 6'5", 210 in high school. He's only 6'5", 255 now. He's only 40. He's Jamarcus Russell with muscle.
Or at least Ben Roethlisberger.
Yeah, let's not talk about Jamarcus Russell and Caleb Williams in the same episode ever again, please.
I think I'd
We
sign
don't need to
Glenn
deal with
Allen
that.
Hill. Glenn Allen Hill.
All right, PJ, you're bringing everyone down.
Oh, but when you do it, it's okay. Okay, I got it. Okay, I got it. Okay. Only Shorty can pontificate around here. Okay, all right. My bad.
I let you pontificate.
You know, only
It was a good
only Shorty can bring everybody down, PJ. That's,
You know what I'm
that's
saying?
really-
Yeah, okay. All right.
Hey, you got
I'll
to
be the troublemaker.
Be lucky
like it,
I
PJ.
shared pontificating with you.
Hey, I'm taking it and running with it too.
Oh shit. We are 2 shits in the bucket. Fuck it. After this one. All right, so guys, before we get into our secondary, which is the thumbnail of the show, I kind of want to just touch on the salary cap right now because this kind of does pertain to. I mean, I think we've kind of squashed this. I think the Bears are waiting for Hard Knocks to start. So, but I did kind of want to get into that. The Bears have 13,352,832 whatever in dead cap allocations for the 2024 season. Eddie Jackson has 5,580,000 of that. That's a 2.18% cap hit, dead cap hit. And Cody White here has a dead cap hit of 4,104,000. Fields has his that 4th year 2,771,265. But surprisingly, the Bears are they're in the bottom 10 of dead cap space. So it's really just a testament. I kind of just wanted to touch on this. We don't have to talk about it in length, but I wanted to touch on the great job that Ryan Poles has done with this team to really get that dead cap space down. And that's kind of why we're sitting here in the position that we are, all so damn happy, except for PJ.
I'm ecstatic.
So their total salary cap sits at $238,464,754. And the next thing I wanted to just bring up is Sweat's cap hit is $25,085,200. That's 9.2% of Adam. I wanted to do this just for you because you like stats. 9.82% of the Bears' total salary cap allocations for the 2024 season.
Good.
So this leads us with an available $21,674,469, and they're in the top half in the NFL in terms of available cap space heading into this season, which makes enough room to add another addition.
What's the cap hits for the rookies, though? It's not taking that into consideration, is it?
It's not, but
Caleb's
going to make at least $10 million.
$7,163,629 for Caleb, and Rome is $4,127,269. They're escalating.
What's the number? What's the number for Caleb? 7.
So Caleb's is going to be 7.1 first year, 8.9 second year, 10.7 third year, and 12.5 fourth year.
Can I say
Fourth year.
something about that?
Sure. I just want to digress because I'm almost positive that Mr. Elbow, the quarterback that the Commander selected, he's getting $40 million over 4 years.
Yeah, Caleb's getting slightly higher than that, but it's an escalated contract. They all are. All rookie contracts.
Right.
yeah,
But it does matter.
they'll all make the most in their 5th year.
It does matter though if how much his signing bonus will be. So
well, that doesn't count towards the dead cap though. Like the
Correct.
signing bonuses and the way they structure those, only 7.163 will count this year, and 4.127 will count this year for Rome. And really, they're not even taking into consideration when you look at all that, Shorty. When you like the salary cap is something I've done too many videos on, and I'm really actually annoyed at myself for. Once they cut down to the 53-man roster, including because the practice squad also counts, which is only going to be 3 to 4 million that counts towards the salary cap as well. We're going to have roughly 23 million after we sign both the rookies. So we've got money.
But
I know it sounds weird. I can
send. How does the 23 million happen if we only have 21 now and still have players unsigned?
Because they're counting a lot of the things that we're going to cut a lot of players that don't have dead cap to them. He's done such a masterful job. I can send over an Excel spreadsheet you can share up there right now if you want.
Go for it.
I'm just saying.
So if you want to drop it in the private chat or whatever you want to do. While Adam's doing that, I do want to point out the super chat from Mr. Eric Harper.
Shit, fuck Green Bay.
So
Eric, thank you. $4.99 super chat.
Eric.
Thank you, Eric. Appreciate you. Thank you, man. Go ahead, PJ.
Well, I would say this though. I think if you're signing like a $30 million signing bonus, that has to be divided over your 4 years. So that 30 million would be 7-something million on top of whatever his base salary will be this year. So that signing bonus does matter, and it will equate into the salary cap equation.
Adam,
Just to let you know.
is that correct?
So this is what we were talking about earlier, Shorty, where I got distracted trying to save this and send it over to you. The base salary and the $7 million, that's not all signing. That's his total salary plus bonus. The 7 point is his entire salary cap this year. That's the entire hit. 7 point. Let me get back to it. 7.163629 is the entire. It's his base plus his bonus. That's all of it this year. Now, if they pay him out more, they can, and that's part of the negotiated thing is how much is he going to get up front? Because they can allocate signing bonus for separate years, even if they pay him early for it. So they can give him 30 million of that, and still only that 7.163 counts towards this year because it's all guaranteed. That's the thing
sounds
about
like
a
what the
rookie
Steelers
contract.
were doing. Yeah, that's
Wait a
what
minute,
Shorty
hold
said a couple weeks ago with how the Steelers handle their contracts.
They pay them all out up front.
Yeah.
I'm not agreeing with that because
But those are second contracts, though.
I'm just saying if you have a signing bonus, your signing bonus at some point, because it's money paid, it has to count against the cap sometime.
It's future cap.
So if you're saying it's a future cap, that means that 30 million, for the sake of argument, if it's a 30 million signing bonus, you're saying that for his next 3 years, that 10 million is going to be 10 million per year over the next 3 years.
That's the annoying thing about salary cap and understanding it, and why I started doing those stupid videos is because it can be really annoying. Like, we can sign Montez Sweat to a 10-year extension and give him an $80 million bonus and pay him all up front, and it's still only $10 million a year for those 8 years. You know what I mean?
And that's how the Steelers do it. They'll pay him out up front, so now they're making $3 million a year for the next.
And that's how you end up with the dead cap.
And that's how people end up in dead cap hell. Yeah, when you do it with established players. Yeah.
But meanwhile, those players are not. They're
Ryan
still the best
Pace.
in the league, and they're like, "I'm only making $3 million a year." Well, you already got paid up front.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's still hitting their cap space from that year.
So that first year, you're saying that the signing bonus doesn't affect at all.
No, it does to the amount that they have established as a rookie scale.
Where it really comes into play is the second contract.
No, because I'm looking at, like, for Justin Fields that you said when he has that dead cap hit for $2 million. That's because of his signing bonus, correct?
Sorry, what was that? One more time.
The 2.77 million that Justin is on the dead cap space.
It's
No,
because of his,
that's what his contract was for this year, but they traded him, so they're paying it while the Steelers are.
no, that's why I disagree with that. I'm thinking it has to be because of the dead cap. Because Steelers still have to pay.
It's the dead cap portion we owe of his guaranteed contract left with the Bears. Because a rookie contract is all guaranteed.
Okay, but all right, let me try to explain it this way. Because Steelers are still going to pay him this year. They're going to pay him because they're going to pay him whatever his base salary is. He's getting that 2.7 is something we already paid him in a signing bonus. That's why it's our dead cap hit.
Correct. It still comes off our books for this year.
Right, because of a signing bonus. That's what I'm saying. So a signing bonus, it still affects us. If that's what I'm saying, if we're signing a signing bonus, it's going to be distributed over the whole life of the contract.
Yes, for the dead cap, but it might have already been paid out. Can I just share my screen instead of trying to share? I'm trying to figure out how to upload this to you guys, and I can't. Oh, but I can't see it here.
You can't go to the bottom. You can't hit present.
An Excel file. How do I send you guys an Excel file?
Is it just one sheet?
Yes.
What you could do is print a PDF and upload it because StreamYard only allows PDFs. But other than that, you could just share your screen. If you've got two screens, zoom in, get it cropped the way you want, and then share it.
Should be able to go to present at the bottom, just like.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then when I hit window, I've got too much crap open. So I've got my positional rankings overview, Odunze overview.
Porn page is open. He doesn't want to hit that one.
He told you that in confidence. If I do share screen, I have the ability for a Chrome tab, a window, or the entire screen. So if there's a way that you can make that work, otherwise I would just print a PDF, that one sheet.
Well, it's an Excel file that goes over the whole
Yeah,
team.
I understand. Yeah, that's why I wish that you could just simply upload anything. So
Let me see here.
Just
one
do you
complaint
have
we
my
have with
email?
StreamYard.
So
have the
signing
email?
bonuses are preset as well.
Email it to bearscountrypodcast@gmail.com and I'll just pull it
PJ,
up.
what would
There you
you
go.
do
I
with
got
that
it.
big of a signing bonus? That's what I think we need to talk about. If you're getting a $40 million signing bonus, PJ.
Can you see that at the bottom there?
Yeah, can you zoom into
Yeah,
that?
you may have to zoom in. Hold control and scroll. Yeah, you got it.
Okay, so here's it all broken down. This is as if we cut guys, or if they don't count towards the 53. So you can see there's this is a hypothetical I did. This is saved because I did this. And you'll see
Not a
This
Pontification.
is your handiwork?
this is
Not
my
a
hand.
pontification.
So this is based off of this. This is why I did it, to show people that it's possible for us to sign Connor Williams. Blah blah blah. At this point, guys, I'm not trying to hype this up. I don't think it's really likely at this point we're signing Connor Williams. If I'm being honest, I want it. I see the vision
Your
of it.
YouTube
I
channel
agree.
says otherwise, Adam.
I know. I want it. I'm trying to manifest it. But
I
in reality-
Pontificating. You're pontificating,
Exactly.
good sir.
And we have 2 really good backup guards.
So here's this.
And
But when you
back
start
center.
cutting the contracts out that don't count towards, say we get rid of. So this is what I base it off of. Here's my projections of who I think we keep. This is based off that. So if you're getting rid of Travis Homer, Kerry Blade, I get this is hypothetical. This is according to Adam. Brett Rippon gone. And if you get rid of Colin Johnson and Freddie Swain and Simba Webster, Peter LeBlanc, Stephen Carlson, Tommy Sweeney, Brennan Bates, Doug Kramer, Jatari Carter, Jake Curhan, Larry Borum, Bonte Collins. If you get rid of all these guys down here at the bottom, and that's even if you add. Sorry, I'm going kind of fast here. Let's take that one out. So you take that 13 million for Connor Williams out. Then you've got this year. There's the NFL salary cap. We have an adjusted cap because we had better last year. Our top 51 is now 223. Our dead cap is 13 million. The new additions to the dead cap would be the guys we cut. So that's all the dead cap of guys I'm proposing we cut. The actual salary cap we'd have left is $23 million after signing right here, after signing Caleb and after signing Rome.
Oh,
We got money. We're okay. Ryan Poles is just fine. And this doesn't
Yeah,
so this
in
this
short.
doesn't include though. So the practice squad is going to cost you between 3 and 5 million for the year. So take 3 to 5 million off that. We got 18 to 20 million to play with there.
After the rookies are signed.
After rookies are signed. And this is the elevated scale. This is the escalated scale for them. Rome, that's him over 4 years. And Caleb, that's him over 4 years.
The Bears are in prime position to essentially acquire whatever piece that they want and feel as necessary.
Yeah, or you can see that Ryan Poles last year mid-season traded for Montez Sweat and signed into an extension. He's in.
Yeah.
Maybe we just go get Emmanuel Ogba and pay him $6 million, and we have $12 million left. Then you can afford to go trade for someone. I don't know. He's got lots of options because his dead cap is in really, really good shape, like Shorty said.
Yeah, we just stopped paying Danny Trevathan, so let's not kind of screw that up just yet. Please.
Guys, we haven't even addressed the elephant in the room, Foster's background.
He's back at his childhood bedroom.
people were doing it earlier. It was brought up earlier. I forgot who it was. They're like, "Oh, I missed the paneling, man. Where's the paneling? Damn it!"
No more dead body jokes. Damn it.
Nah.
I'm still this ain't permanent. I'm sitting in my cabin.
You're in your daughter's room?
Yes.
Yeah, nice. Is there paneling in there?
No.
Oh, damn it.
Who's asking?
It's conventional drywall. Is that what you're saying?
It's I don't even know, man. This house is old.
Wow, Scottish
Wow.
Bear pulled up with a vengeance. My God.
Yes, I was reading that.
Oh, my God. I don't know what happened in Germany, man. We don't have to talk about that. These yuppies don't care about soccer anyway. Unbelievable.
It is like 3:45 in the morning right there for Scottish Bear.
Football.
He does not give a fuck.
He is an animal.
That's right.
Football.
Thanks for joining us, Scottish Bear. All right, so I think the point is that we're in good shape. We can. That's a whole different
least.
show.
That's
Who
an
do we-
understatement.
Who can we sign with that? But I think we all have our own varied opinions on that. We've all kind of talked about that. You can check out Adam's show. I know he's against Yannick Ngakoue. I know that much. But
Hey, we
Don't
all
get
get
him started.
disappointed sometimes. That's all I got.
don't even get him
Started
started.
to do an emergency podcast if they sign Ngakoue again.
I probably won't.
I'm just saying, we all get disappointed.
Adam Mason's channel is no
Emergency
longer found on the
save-
internet. Scrubbed from the internet.
An emergency save Adam podcast.
Can you imagine someone going on as much as the losing streak as I would have if we signed Yannick Ngakoue, though? With the whole Fields thing, and then just come to me for whatever the Bears are not going to do, and they'll do the opposite.
So you better not be
I
saying the
feel the
Bears
same.
going to be signing Caleb next week. You better not be saying that there, Adam.
He's got inside information. Don't worry.
Okay.
All right, so let's get into the secondary.
You heard it here.
PFF has the secondary ranked what?
19th, gentlemen.
Oh my gosh.
I've got the article up if you want me to bring it up. I mean, it's
Yes, you
really
can.
not.
But let me first ask you guys before we get into this around the horn. Just tell me what you think the strongest position group on this team is. PJ,
Strongest
position group.
It's a tie for me.
Okay.
Secondary and linebackers.
Okay, Foster,
Linebackers.
Adam.
I got to break it in two because the secondary. That's why I did a dive on it. I'll have some things to contribute here, but I'll say cornerbacks and wide receivers, not entire secondary, just cornerbacks.
Oh, okay.
Okay, Karl.
Fair enough. I think it's definitely the secondary is the strongest group as a whole, including the safeties. But the wide receivers do have the more high-end, top-end talent. Because if you have a team that has 3 1,000-yard caliber players, that's scary.
I'm going to go with secondary because after our starters, our depth is really good. Terrell Smith last year, God, what's the other guy?
Jalen Jones, Josh Blackwell,
Jalen Jones. Thank you, Jalen Jones.
whoever
Josh
you
Blackwell.
want. Pick
Yes.
who you want.
Greg Stroman Jr.
Yes,
Excellent.
thank you.
Excellent
Once you-
little depth
Yes,
piece.
thank you very much. Check that out on
Left
Adam's
blank.
show.
Gary Finlick.
So what was our strongest point of last? What was the strongest position?
So let me finish.
last year? Go ahead,
Wide
sorry.
receiver doesn't have that depth. Are you
Yeah.
scared of Tyler Scott? Are you scared of Velus
Yes.
Jones? All that.
Yes.
I am.
Yes.
All right, go
Yes.
ahead, Foster.
I am.
No, I was just going to ask you. I mean, what was the best position last year on this team?
It had to have been the secondary, right? The Bears had a piss poor defensive line and didn't get as much pressure, which is why the Bears told you they weren't good enough and went out and traded for Montez Sweat.
Didn't
Second half of
the
the year,
secondary
like the
held its
linebackers have the
ground.
best stats though out of any?
cornerbacks. Our cornerbacks
Everybody
were
break
by
down.
far
Yeah.
the best in the league the second half of the year. The first half of the year, they picked on Tyreek
Okay,
Stevenson because he was a rookie, but second half of the year, he had a 55 NFL. So I'm jumping ahead. Stop me if I'm going too far, but the safeties.
Stop. I'm just kidding, Adam.
Done. No, the safeties, they're so our secondary hits harder than anybody in the league. That's what I like. Tyreek Stevenson included. And
Yeah.
Jaquan Brisker. They're both just animals. When they're going to make people afraid to come across our secondary. The problem is they do give up big catches. So their NFL passer rating against, including Jonathan Owens, the new addition, Jonathan Owens' NFL passer rating against last year was 114. Our NFL passer rating against our secondary is not good other than Tyreek Stevenson and Jalen Johnson. Jalen Johnson had best in the league at 33.3. Second half of the year, Tyreek Stevenson was 55. He ended up averaging a little under 100. But for the second half of the year, they were both top 5 in NFL passer rating against. The problem is the safeties. Eddie Jackson was bad. Kevin Byard didn't have his best year last year. So it's, can they lock down their NFL pass rating against? Can they stop the big throws? The big thing. If they can stop the big throws, we could be literally a defense that could limit teams to under 15 points a game, which is absolutely unheard of. It never happened.
Yeah, in this modern NFL, that would be nuts.
Coverage sacks. Coverage sacks.
I wanted to rebuttal very quickly to the Kevin Byard kind of shakiness. he came to an Eagle secondary that was pretty bad. They told
agree
you they
with
were
you.
bad by all the draft capital they invested. And he wasn't going to be a savior at his age and, the status of his career. And he had to learn on the fly from a defensive coordinator who's no longer with the Eagles. So I think that Kevin Byard having essentially a fresh start on an already good team, the secondary becomes the strength of the Chicago Bears.
Well, to piggyback
At
on that
least
too,
to start.
to piggyback on that, Carl, last year having to jump between two teams, you're 100% right. And the year before, I think now this I don't have right off the top of my head, but I know it's like around 70 and 60 the year before that NFL pass rating against, which is phenomenal. So his past two seasons before this last year, when he was jumping from the Titans to the Eagles, much, much better. So I expect the same thing out of Kevin Byard. I expect him to come back and have a bounce back, lockdown type of year like he did before. He's one that snags the interceptions just like Tyreek Stevenson, just like Jalen Johnson. There were 11 cornerbacks last year that had 4 interceptions or more last year. The Bears had 2 of those, Jalen Johnson and Tyreek Stevenson. Kevin Byard last year was down on his numbers all across the board, but the year before he had 4 interceptions as well as a safety. So, yeah, I agree with you. I think last year was an anomaly for him, and he'll bounce back and have an amazing year.
Absolutely.
PJ Foster.
I am not concerned with the secondary because I have it like this, and I'm going all off of what I saw with my own eyes last year. It's the linebackers, secondary, wide receivers, defensive line, running backs, and then your offensive line and quarterbacks. This is my biggest concern. You guys have heard me say this since December. What is the interior offensive line going to actually be? So I'll leave it all at that. I just gave you all my opinion on all those, each section of the Bears, I'll say.
So that's their weakest to you, offensive line.
Yeah, absolutely. Because I don't know what it is. I can see what it is on paper, and it's not even the offensive line. It's the interior offensive line. I keep stating that. It's those 3 guys. Who do we have, and how good are they really?
Now, Adam,
we haven't seen it.
I told this to Foster. I sorry to cut you off, Foster. I just want to say I think that Caleb is going to do such a good job of not masking that, but diminishing any issues that could end up being. It's going to make it seem like the interior offensive line is much better than what we had with Fields.
I'll agree and piggyback with Shane
That'd be
Waldron.
great.
I think Shane Waldron, the way he plays and schemes things up, is going to be 10 times better than Luke Getsy, and it's going to make that the offensive line was pass block efficiency 27th in the league last year, and the year before like 29th.
So not good.
It was horrible.
Not good.
But a lot of that wasn't necessarily our line's fault. When you look at, Tevin Jenkins was one of the best pass blockers in the league. All of our line are among the top in the league in run blocking. We're always a good run blocking team, but our pass blocking hasn't been great. We're very predictable. We're a predictable team for years and years and years and years. You start becoming a push the ball down the field passing team and not be that predictable. Every year we're going to run a screen, we're going to run a handoff, we're going to run a screen, then we'll try something across the middle, then we'll try something down the field, then screen and hand the ball off. It's predictable, and they can just eat us up all day long. Even if you have good guys like Tevin Jenkins, it makes them look worse than they are because you're too predictable. Shane Waldron's going to help that out this year.
And the modern offense, in my opinion, should be based around you pass the ball to be able to run and not vice versa. This is not 2005 anymore.
Bring back the T formation.
Goodbye. I'm sorry.
You are not.
Maybe.
PJ, you're awfully quiet over there.
Only option football.
No, I just think that, contrary to what the article said or the rating says, like I said, secondary as well as the linebackers are the strength of this team right now, in my opinion. I think the wide receivers has a great chance of being something special as well, but there is only one ball, so somebody's going to suffer and not get 1,000 yards.
Well, this is your article, gentlemen. I wanted to just, pick Adam's brain because I don't know how much Vegas content, the Raiders content, rather, you get to consume. But for them to be ranked above the Bears just feels asinine. They're saying, of course they have to reference the one game they beat the Chiefs, which bravo to them. It was a good win. But for them to point out Trayvon Merrick, advanced grading was excellent, I don't know. It just is silly, man.
Well, Here's here's where we feel like the Lions and really we are mirroring the Lions from 2 years ago. We're a year behind them on everything. Is they played an awesome second half of the season before they had their big year. And that's really what the Bears did. So we're not getting respect from the PFFs, the PFNs, the ESPNs, who look at an entire year's body of work. Because just like I said, Tyreek Stevenson graded out as the top 5 cornerback the second half of the season. But if you take his whole body of work, he's a very average cornerback the entire year, even though he had 4 interceptions and did so well the second half of the year. They're only looking at their stats for the entire year. They're not looking at how they came along. And Lions fans, if you listen to them, the same thing. Well, we won 9 of our last 11 games or something like that, or whatever it was 2 years ago. And they were all hyped up on it. And we gave them crap and said, yeah, good job on completing half of the season. Way to go for half a season. But that's what Bears fans are right now. Look at us. We half a season, we killed it. So if you're going to take a second half of the season and redo this ranking, I can guarantee you ESPN and PFF and all of them would have us at least a top 10 secondary unit. And then the other problem is it's just the NFL pass rating against. When I did a dive into this article and tried to figure out why they had us so low, it's only because of that. It's because of the big plays we gave up in the passing game. But the second half of the year, we were much more locked down. It's a team that had to come together that was young. So, no, I don't agree with 19th. I would put us right now around 10th. And I would say we have the potential to be top 3 for sure.
Yeah, this is what the list looks like. The top end obviously makes a lot of sense to me. Jets, 49ers. The Bills are a question mark. I think that I watched your video, Adam, on the top cornerbacks in the NFL where you had Jalen Johnson as second. You pointed out the former Green Bay Packer. Is it Rasul Douglas?
Mm-hmm.
I've always thought highly of him, unfortunately. So for them to lose their starting safeties and still be ranked high, and they lost their cornerback, Travarius. I'm forgetting the name. He's on the Rams now, but he's also a very good player.
Tre'Davious Ward.
White. It's Tre'Davious White, I think. Yes. For that team to be ranked that high is okay. And then as you just go down, like Ravens, obviously. The Browns, in my opinion, that's a question mark. Obviously, they were pretty lights out against the Bears.
Browns are sneaky stacked.
Yeah.
The Browns are
pointing
stacked
out
with
Greg
players.
Newsome.
Yeah.
Denzel Ward obviously has top cornerback in the league potential.
Packers are way out of line there. Just because they got Xavier McKinney doesn't fix everything about them.
Correct, yes.
They've got 3 rookies at safety. I mean, they've got 1 safety in Xavier McKinney and then 3 rookies. How can you grade rookies that high for their secondary like that? That's just bizarre. The Packers ridiculous. Get so much ridiculous love for no reason. It drives me nuts.
Yeah. They actually have the Lions secondary, another team that invested heavy in their secondary. This is all speculation, of course. They're saying, the Lions are, a top 10 almost unit, which is bizarre to me.
Well, the Lions actually showed up last year as their secondary at the end of the year too. And I can agree with the Lions one, as I did my video on secondaries. Kirby Joseph was one of the most locked down the second half of the year for safety. So if you're looking at cornerbacks, our cornerbacks clearly beat the Lions. But Kirby Joseph and Afietu, however you say his name, Melifuawu, however his name is, they both had below 7 the NFL pass rating against. That's the biggest thing I look at is how much big plays they give up, how well they lock down the receivers. And I think Kirby Joseph was somewhere around like 50-ish. Like that's Jalen Johnson style of stuff. And so Kirby Joseph can come along that well. I think a lot of Bears fans are really not giving the Lions credit that they're due. And it's annoying because you have the Don Burrs out there that just make it hard to. But every weakness the Lions had, they addressed this year, and they're stacked top to bottom. The Lions are freaking stacked, man.
Okay.
No one wants to hear that. I know. I'm sorry.
Don Burr wants to hear it.
I can't disagree with it.
Truth is truth.
I said that going into the draft. If they draft right, man, they're going to be something to deal.
Picking up DJ Reader, defensive tackle was their biggest weakness. They went and got DJ Reader, and then their guard was their other biggest weakness. And who's that Baltimore guard that they picked up? One of Zittler or whatever his name is, Kevin Zeitler.
Yeah,
picked him up, and then they went and they traded up ahead of the Packers and got Terry and Arnold, who I think is a steal. The Lions are gonna. Bears fans think the Lions are easy to beat because we owned them for 7 out of 8 quarters, but the reality is, the Packers are so overhyped, it's ridiculous. I have a sweep in the Packers, and easy. And I know that's weird for people to hear because we've been owned for 5 years and blah, blah, blah.
No,
The
but
Packers are nothing to me. Once you have 1 year of tape on Jordan Love,
knock on wood for that one.
and sorry to go off on my rants. I realize I'm ranting right now, but Jordan Love, once you have 1 year of tape on him, his style of play, throwing off his back foot, not being accurate, he's not Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers is scary because 50 yards down the field, he could throw a rope on a dime and hit the pin of a needle from 50 yards. Jordan Love can't throw 5 yards without being 5 yards off. And he throws off his back foot. He's not scary to me. And once teams have 1 year of tape on him, they're going to be so prepared for him this year. I think we're going to sweep the Packers and the Lions. If we can win one game against them, I'm going to be elated because the Lions are a juggernaut this year. The advantage we have over them is our uncommon schedule. We play all the same teams except 3, and they have a tough uncommon schedule. We have an easy one. So that's the advantage we over. If we can steal a game from them, we're in really good shape.
Shit.
The thing about
Green Bay.
The thing about the Packers, though, and Jordan Love taking over for Aaron Rodgers, is like it all gets summed up to me in one play. Those 2 losses, and just how we all felt we should be taking over the Packers now because Aaron Rodgers is gone. Summed up into one play, the one where like the shotgun snap bounces off his hands and like gets fumbled and it bounces off the ground perfectly right into his hands and throwing position as he's rolling left, and he just like chucks like a 40-yard pass for a first down. Like that was just so the Packers against us. And that's what drives me fucking crazy is that that same thing got transferred over to him. It's like that strange luck that they always seem to have against us.
So Aaron Rodgers beat the Bears. Jordan Love, Matt LaFleur beat the Bears last year. And that's what I'm hanging my hat on this year. And I'm putting a lot of faith in the fact that Matt Eberflus has a really good rapport with this locker room. You listen to Montez Sweat, who's basically the leader of the team, and he will die for Matt Eberflus. You listen to his interviews in the locker room, and he loves him. We went out and got the right coaches, in my opinion. Now, I'm hanging my hat on that, and I'm putting a lot of faith in that. But if we did that, the advantage they had over us, which was Matt LaFleur, we're now competitive against that.
But not only did Matt LaFleur beat us, but he had the help from all the no calls, all the head hits to Justin Fields, all of the late hits out of bounds against Justin Fields, all those calls that they always get in the game. You're like, oh, the Bears had a 28-yard run for a first down. Oh, holding.
All right, so I'll play the PJ now. I'll play the question. No, really. Because Caleb Williams is a huge name. Caleb Williams is a big name. He's the biggest thing since Trevor Lawrence or Andrew Luck. I mean, however you want to deem that. Is he going to get those calls? Is he with the big name now? Finally, he's coming to Chicago. Chicago doesn't ever get that respect. Are we finally going to get those calls? Because it's clear to even other players in the league that Justin Fields didn't get those calls justly. Big games against the Packers, there were huge ones that should have been called. Are we finally going to get those calls?
Jonathan Owens gave him a few of them.
Yeah, he did.
It depends on what the NFL wants. Do they want the Bears in the playoffs this year? Because if they do, which they're stupid not to have them in, because the entire NFL is better when the Bears are in it. It just makes everybody better and more money.
Amen.
So I mean that when I say that. I mean it. And to go back to Detroit should have been in the damn Super Bowl. Their coach screwed up, plain and simple.
Yeah, if Matt LaFleur was the head coach of the Lions.
There's no ifs, ands, or buts. He made poor decisions. That's my opinion on that. But I mean, it just depends on what, because I just keep going, man. There can't be a reason that the officiating is this bad that it's the worst it's ever been in my lifetime in the last 55 freaking years that I've been watching football.
Caleb, just with that at the bottom, NFL's going to love Caleb. Caleb's got the right personality so far. Look at how he's enamoring the Bears Nation. If he does that and the NFL loves him, you got to think we're going to start getting, because that's Pat Mahomes too. Pat Mahomes gets all the calls.
It did not take long for Mahomes to get those calls.
Nope.
And if Caleb's the next golden boy of the league, we're going to get those calls that we're not used to, and Bears fans are going to be like, what? We're going to be dumbfounded at games where we're like, we just got that call, a hit out of bounds. That's allowed. Bears are allowed to get those calls. Is this real?
Yeah.
That would mess me up, man. It never happened. Like 40 years that shit doesn't happen, dude.
Like Mr. Mayhem
That's
saying, if
rough.
Caleb Williams doesn't get those calls, then what? Then
Oh boy,
Yeah, don't go to the city of Chicago.
you're gonna see the fan base turn on him.
You're gonna see our
Not the Bears
defense-
Country podcast, though.
You're gonna see, if Caleb doesn't get those calls, you're gonna see our offensive linemen and our defense getting a lot of late hit penalties and a lot of roughing
Yeah.
penalties. We're gonna be taking it out on people.
Like rookie year, Tevin Jenkins going crazy.
Yeah.
I forgot who was it. Fetty who tried to calm him down. I'm still hot about
Yeah.
that one.
You're gonna see
Well,
Kevin
I-
Jenkins getting suspended.
Yeah, fuck
I kept
Fetty.
calling for the what just when Aaron Rodgers is rolling out right to his sideline, just nail him out of bounds, injure him, take him out, get the penalty and move on.
PJ, he said.
Because they were headhunting Justin Fields, and we weren't getting the calls.
Clearly,
So why not just turn around and set the precedent, hit Aaron Rodgers late, and boom, everyone gets fired up. That guy might get kicked out of the game. But you know what? He took one for the team. Everyone's now fired up, and the whole team, the momentum, like the mentality shifts and the momentum shifts.
you script
Maybe
the first
step
15
back or
plays or so on offense, right? Just script that on defense. Like, all
See,
right,
there
we're
is
gonna
a-
lose this. We're gonna lose this player. We're gonna have this bad field position.
I mean,
There
you're
is
not going to
still
do
a
it
role
like
for Dominic Robinson.
Well, I think if you look at the Bears the way that they're constructed, I don't know if Eberflus or even Poles, for that matter, have that type of mentality of that
Dirty.
Mike Ditka, hey, go take care of that. They
Very
don't have
true.
that type of mentality. So I don't see them, to your point, I don't see them rushing to Caleb's aid like that. I mean, hopefully I'm wrong, but that's what happened with Fields. I mean, you see him get smacked. His players will come over, help him up, but never address the other team. And I'm like y'all. I'm like, hey, why don't y'all take them out? But that didn't happen. So I'm hoping that would happen, but I just don't think they have that mentality.
In the beginning, they weren't even helping him up. His own teammates.
Yeah, that's why so I don't know if it's there within them. I don't know if that's talked about, preached, because that's something as a coach, that's what I would be telling my players. I'm like, hey, we protect our guy. We protect our guy. I don't care if we lose the game. We're going to protect our guy. That's not something you can see. That's not something that's talked about or even mentioned, because the way they react, it's like, you out there for yourself, bro.
Well, Tevin Jenkins has that in him. Again, it had to be suppressed by one Jermaine Ifedi.
For
But-
rookie year, he had that. I didn't see
It's
it
not
no time.
gone.
I haven't seen it since then.
Well, he's
It's
been
still
injured.
in him, though. It's a sleeping giant, if you will. It's there.
He's still a
I can
dick.
promise you.
Haven't seen it.
What did Poles say? He likes dicks?
No, PJ likes Johnsons. That's what
No,
it is.
Poles said he wants his offensive linemen to be dicks or pricks. Did he say pricks? Poles said,
You're gonna have to find this clip.
I don't know. Jeez.
no, he said he wants his offensive linemen to be dicks. Come on. Somebody help me out with this.
There's only one person around here like him.
something like that. I don't know if it's dicks or pricks or assholes.
You know
or
what I'm saying? You like pricks. That's what it was. That's what it was.
Yeah, it was close enough.
Jeez.
Karl had to go laugh that one off.
I don't know what happened there. So
So he said he made a mention that somebody liked dicks around here, and he was false in that statement.
He likes his offensive linemen to be pricks.
And if you really look at it, in the last couple of years, you haven't seen that. To Carl's point, Tevin's rookie year, he did it. But Patrick seemed like he had some of that in him, but you didn't see him really running to the aid last year. Too many times our quarterback got hit late, and our guys half the time helping him up, but they never addressed the other team.
Well, I would say that
They
Tevin
didn't
Jenkins
do enough for sure. They didn't do enough. I
Oh
said
yeah, I agree with that.
they did
Yeah.
not do enough for. And I if you go back and look, you could see some of them walking over and saying stuff to the ref, but they just didn't do enough, in my opinion, for Justin. In the wake of that shit, they should have pushed somebody around or got a penalty
So
just to show what the hell continually was going on. What's up, Laz? Sorry, I just
to
called him out of-
Mr.
out of my
Mayhem's
mouth.
point. So I don't know what would happen if it happens to Caleb, I mean, where are we going to be at? I mean, if they don't defend him, he becomes a pin cushion, becomes shell shocked, doesn't develop as a quarterback. I mean, what happens?
I can tell you what's going to happen if they don't defend Caleb. You see Caleb on those plays in college where he's running down the field blocking. Caleb's going to jump up, and Tyson Bagent's going to get some playing time because he's going to go after someone and he's going to defend himself.
Yeah. Like
He's pretty hard-nosed.
Caleb is going to defend himself.
Really?
I'm asking what Adam's saying.
Really?
I do. I think he'll defend himself.
6'1",
I think he'll be right up in
220
people's faces.
Oh,
6'1",
come on.
220 pounds defending himself against a 320-pound
Well,
line.
You're a lineman and you see your quarterback getting up and being more aggressive. Now, I'm the last person to talk crap on Justin Fields. You guys all know that. But Justin didn't defend himself enough either.
Yeah.
And I don't want this to turn the wrong direction. But if Caleb gets up and starts getting up in their faces, what's the quickest way to get your offensive lineman to start defending you? You get up in those guys' faces, and if they start pushing back to your quarterback, those linemen better come to your aid, or else you're going to have some problems with your linemen. You better start getting some new people in house or cutting some people or something, because if your quarterback's in people's faces and they're not defending you at that point, Justin kind of did I don't want to.
Diplomatic.
I love Justin,
gotta finish.
but sometimes Justin would put a pouty face on and go the wrong direction and not handle it the way a man needs to handle it. And I hate saying it because I'm not the Justin basher.
We're not going to say that about him being the way a man would handle. I would say he was appealing to the referee.
He was being more emotional about it
and wanting the referee see that he was hurt or laying there and do something about it that way,
right?
As opposed to being confrontational.
Yeah, I'm not saying I shouldn't have said he wasn't being mad about it, because he took his licks and he got right back up and he came back and played hard. He didn't handle it with the aggressive, I'm going to shove this in your face and I'm going to get my guys rallied up type of manner.
Yeah,
I can agree with that.
Yeah, I can too, because you at some point you almost expect that, like that, you know,
when the fuck is enough?
Yeah, when he got his ribs broken against Clemson, like 6 touchdowns later, you know, you're kind of expecting a little bit of that to come out in his NFL tenure, where he takes that hit and just comes back and throws 3 touchdowns in your face, kind of a thing. But I digress.
I think this new team, you're right, though. This new team, right now, we do need something to give us that little bit of a what's the right word? An edge of bad boy edge. You know what I mean? Because even Darnell Wright last year, it's almost like he was a rookie who felt like his play had to prove it, and he did. In fact, the game he was injured was against the Raiders. He was playing with one hand defending Max Crosby, and a lot of people don't realize this. Max Crosby didn't have bad games, but Max Crosby's 3rd worst game of the year was against Darnell Wright with one hand. So even Darnell Wright, though, he didn't get emotional or didn't get feisty or didn't come defensive. It was almost like, I just got to prove myself with my play. And that's kind of what this new team has turned into, is we're going to prove it with our play, but there needs to be some chippy edge somewhere in there. You've got to have that mean streak to be able to, I don't know, just stand up to the bullies and say, we're going to own you.
God, and it better be against Green Bay.
Or it sounds more like the Lions. It feels like the Lions are the one who want to play the bully ball. So
Thanksgiving game is going to be chippy.
Yeah.
I don't even think. Oh man, I'm. That's me knocking on wood. I really don't think we're going to
sound like metal to me.
Because my microphone reverberated.
I'm just saying.
I don't think we're going to struggle with the Packers. I think those Lions games are going to be duke them out, drag them out games, and they're going to be fun to watch this year.
I would disagree with you, Adam, from the standpoint of I think when it comes to Packers, it's not so much the players that I'm worried about; it's the coaching. I think LaFleur outcoaches Eberflus every time.
Well, I think he outcoaches our old. That's why I said I'm putting too much faith in this new regime of coaching. I might be saying Luke Getsy is too good before he gets a chance to coach, because really I think Luke Getsy was he was a spy. He was the underground reason we lost to the Packers so bad. He really, they knew what Getsy was going to do. If we had any other coach, I think those games would have been closer. Maybe we wouldn't have won them, but they would have been a lot closer. Our team is not that far different from what the Packers team is as far as talent-wise. And I think in most areas we're better than them. So it came down to coaching completely last year.
Absolutely.
Brian Gilmore is asking, what's the movie that the QB starts drilling the refs in the nuts to defend himself? Is that
The
Is that
Longest Yard.
Longest
Chad
Yard.
already answered that. Yep.
yeah?
That would be not what I want my quarterback to be doing, but I think I'd be okay with it for a little bit. I don't
Just
know.
bam, right in the nuts. Oh,
No, he's throwing passes, right?
Yeah.
Like he
As
throws
long as
passes
it's on
into
first down.
oh,
Yeah,
he throws
there you
right in the ref's nuts. Yeah,
Yeah.
but I would take just a sack, getting up and just. Remember the one?
Cassius Marsh.
Who was the guy that kicked? It was against. It was Jaquan Brisker. The
Oh,
next
Mac Jones.
Mac
On the
Jones
interception that he
No.
threw. He tried to tackle him and
No,
And then he came back with an
it's on the
interception.
slide.
Yeah, it was on the slide.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
He
right.
slid. He slid and,
before the interception. He got the interception afterwards. Yes. Yeah.
Right.
Okay, so who's, in your guys' opinion, sorry if this is not where you're headed, but in your guys' opinion, who's the nastier hitter on the team? Jaquan Brisker or Tyreek Stevenson?
Tyreek Stevenson.
Jaquan is more of a chirper, which I appreciate. I know PJ does not appreciate the little celebration here. But I know the way that you phrase that you have to be setting up Tyreek Stevenson. He's a damn good tackler. which I
Honestly,
admire.
they're right there 50-50 for me. That's why I brought them both up, is I wouldn't want to be hit by either one of those guys. They're both laying the lumber. Or TJ Edwards. I wasn't thinking about linebackers, but TJ Edwards.
TJ Edwards is
by far.
Lance Briggs reincarnation. If you put TJ Edwards on the Super Bowl 41 roster, I don't know if you can tell but the two between Edwards and Briggs. He's awesome for
Other
a
than the
modern
body
NFL
style, yeah.
linebacker.
Yeah.
I don't like Brisker's. It seems like if he lays wood, he gets hurt.
Like off a honey pack?
Pause.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying, if he really
No
hit somebody,
one understood.
Yeah.
None of us can get away with saying that shit. You can? No, you cannot get away with saying that, PJ.
Laying
Take a
lumber.
timeout.
All right. Okay. All right. You guys got me.
We can't even say like
No.
penetrates up the middle without him like.
What were you doing? Taking a bump? Oh my god!
What you say about a tight end?
No, he's a wide receiver.
If he lays the wood, what were you saying?
I think when he lays, when he hits somebody hard, it's like he gets hurt.
Yes, Laz literally just said that. Hits hard and then is out for 2 weeks.
Right.
Man, so it's that to me. I really want to like Brisker. I really do. But
You don't
that
like
celebration and him getting hurt just
Brisker, I don't even know her.
man. So yeah.
Wait, PJ, do you really not like Brisker?
I did
He
like.
doesn't like this. The little celebration.
But we're the number one, according to DJ Moore, we're the number one defense in chirping.
And see, to me, I'm not a chirper. I mean, because I coach football and I have grandkids who are playing football in high school right now. And my message to them is when you win, say nothing. When you lose, say less. So it's like, don't be that guy to where you're chirping. I can't stand that. Because to me, let your play talk for you. That's where I'm at.
These aren't Pop Warner, though. These are guys trying to build a culture in the
I
NFL to ride it to the Super Bowl.
It's all about bravado. I mean, whether it's high school, pros, college, whatever, you're trying to build a bravado because, again, be that guy who talks with your play. That's where I'm at. Be that guy, talk with your play. Don't talk with your mouth. I mean,
So,
that to me causes other problems.
I played the same way, but I like to watch my Bears chirping. It's fun for me as a fan to watch them chirp. As the player, I wasn't the chirper. I just
You
let the
don't like that?
Yeah.
You don't like the interception return for a touchdown? They all get in the field and they start doing like a
Yeah, come on, man.
Yeah,
That
they
2018
celebrate.
Eddie Jackson stuff, that was awesome.
Now, if they're celebrating, that's fine. I don't like taunting the other team, for one.
I do.
I can't stand that. And I don't like all that chirping back and forth because,
I'll pump the
again,
shit out of the Packers all day long.
I'm like,
Yeah.
you dominate them with your play. That's
The
what you
intimidation
dominate
game
with
is
play.
real though. Like I also wrestled in high school, and there was nothing like some of these young underclassmen that when I would wrestle them, you'd be warming up on the sides. You just give them the right stare across the mat before you get on there. It's the same
it's
thing
over.
in football. Like it's the mind games, man. You gotta.
But is it chirping though? You just giving them a stare is one thing. Chirping is what I don't like.
Well, chirping is part in the National Football League. When these guys make a big play and they start chirping, that's their way of saying, "Strut my feathers, here I am, peacock."
And especially with Brisker, like it's not like he's looking at someone and getting in their face and like taunting them that way. He's trying to rile up the crowd, man. So it's like it's
And his
essentially
own
a home field
teammates.
advantage.
That's
That's
some of the
a
Bears
silly
have
Yeah,
done, is
I love
riling
it.
up their own teammates.
That's a
I
silly
love it.
celebration.
Yeah,
That's a
let's
silly-
get a clip of everyone
Well,
doing that. I love that
That's
stuff,
a
man.
silly one.
But look at even in OTAs so far. Look at how they've talked about the chirping going on in OTAs.
Mhm.
It's riled up the rest of the defense, and they're all like this big unit of now we're even more motivated, we're even more focused, we're all in on this together. I freaking love it because they seem like more of a unit because they're chirping together. Like it's a teamwork thing. It's a unifying thing.
You ever heard of flock of
Absolutely.
birds chirping together? It sounds wonderful.
Okay, it's a personality thing, and my personality isn't one to do all that chirping. So I'm not one to do all that. I rather the way I coach and the way I teach and the way I am. I'm more of do it on the field, and you don't have to sit up there and do all this talking.
You're a Barry Sanders type guy.
Yeah, the Tommy Harris school of thought. I see where you're coming from.
And it's
PJ.
respectful.
I understand.
Like for
I mean,
me,
that's why
one of
I'm
my
like-
favorite players that the Bears recently had was Anthony Miller. I know he didn't pan out whatsoever, but
Mhm.
just that flamboyant, fuck you. I like that a lot. I don't know.
See that if I may,
Maybe not the right word, Adam.
please understand where I'm
Don't
going
make a
with
Caleb comment.
I'm just saying, please understand where I'm going with this, and just respect it for what I'm saying. That's why I like Justin a lot, because he didn't do a lot of talking like that.
And we all did, but now look what's coming around with Caleb and how much we love and respect him. Like he's such a different. We didn't
It's
think
a
we would
breath
like
of
that
fresh
personality,
air.
but it's so refreshing. Perfect. It's just refreshing to see him in the spotlight,
The Bears.
embracing it. The Bears, yeah, claws up. Like he's always like at a bar. People start chanting FGB, and he's not leading it, but he's right there. Yeah, bring it on. Let's.
He wasn't even saying it. He wasn't even saying like "fuck."
He was just encouraging them.
yeah,
Yeah, we're all a team here. We're all one big.
He was
unit.
lip syncing. Yup.
Well,
He's like, I see my statue coming.
STC says it best. I mean, play with. I believe, like, you play with class. I mean, again, I understand you get it heated in the moment, and there are times in the moment that you may. But to me, when you chirping the whole game, I don't need to chirp the whole game, because I remember distinctly when my grandson hit somebody, and the guy, it was a tackle for loss. A guy gets up, "Who do you think you are?" And when my grandson responds back, "I am him," and walked away. So that's chirping, but like I told him after the game, I'm like, that's enough of that though. We don't need to make a whole game of that to where you don't have to keep on going back and forth. Make your play, get up, play the next down.
Focus chirping.
So I like how Thomas Randall played, where he would like get down in the stance and look at the guy and be like, I know you beat up my mama last night. Get the guy all fucked up. I didn't beat your mama. I didn't beat you. It was you, motherfucker. I saw you beat my mama.
I know it was you.
I'm looking for you all day.
You've been pontificating too hard, man. Chill out.
And then
I
he would
heard
talk
those
shit to him.
stories
Then he would chirp to him. Stay away from my mama.
Focus chirping. I like focus chirping. Focus
Yeah.
chirping sounds good.
I agree with you on that.
Trademark
regard.
Bears Country Podcast.
I agree with you, PJ. Like too much is too much, but I do believe there is a time and a place for it. But just don't,
I'll give you an example. Okay, remember it was Phillip Rivers. He threw a pass and he started chirping to the defensive lineman who hit him after the ball was thrown, and it was maybe one step. And it's like, dude, you chirping to this defensive lineman. If this defensive lineman really wanted to, he'd have knocked you out. So why are you doing it? Only reason why you can chirp to this guy is because the referees are protecting him. because man, that to me, the chirpers are the ones who can't back it up.
But that's
So
focused.
that's how I
Philip
equate
Rivers could
That's
back it up,
focused
though.
chirping though, because Pat Mahomes does the exact same thing, and his teammates
He's
say
bad at
when
it.
we see him chirping at the defensive line, it makes us want to defend him even harder. So that's what we're talking about with this whole thing in the first place, was getting someone riled up. If Caleb does that, I guarantee Tevin Jenkins and Ryan Bates and maybe Nate Davis. I don't know what Nate Davis would do. Who knows what Nate Davis? I don't even know if he has a.
Let's
mean
be
streak
okay
anymore.
until training camp, please.
Fair enough. But those guys are gonna fight harder
Then we'll
for
do
him
the
when he's
pile
chirping.
on. Then we'll do the pile on.
He's like, wait a minute, that ain't Jesus.
He's focus chirping. Foster, unmute yourself. He's focus chirping.
Somebody's dog barked in the background. Here, perfect timing.
He's focus chirping. Leave him alone.
Dude, I literally got up because he barked. He was sitting in the other room on the couch, on the top of it, like a cat, but he's a dog. And he was pissed because I didn't have the cartoons on.
Wow.
I swear to God, my daughter's got him trained to where he watches cartoons when nobody's here, man.
Wow.
Whatever.
I've heard of that, but he actually barked to have it put on.
Yeah.
That's pretty
I
awesome.
don't know how long he was sitting there. I turned the TV up. I'm like, okay, the thing's been on for like a day. So I'll turn it off.
I should put that on the
outside.
screen.
I let him in. I forgot to turn it on. So after 20
I'm going to
minutes,
do it.
he starts barking.
Creighton
I
says
walk in
Nate
there.
Davis.
I put Nickelodeon on. He stops barking. He looks at me, and then he just starts watching the cartoons. Then he follows me in here, and now he's laying here on the bed.
But he barked at the right time. It was perfect timing.
He's a Bears fan. You know how they are.
Creighton
Hell
Wilfong
yeah.
thing. Nate
Good
Davis
talk.
has sprained his mangina. Is out 6 to 12 weeks.
What's the official diagnosis on that, PJ?
I really hope Nate Davis is taking all this and focusing it into proving every one of us wrong. Because
News alert! News alert! News alert! News alert! Nate Davis has made his money. He's good to go.
Let's hope not,
That's-
man.
That's. I mean, that is true though. He's after this season.
He's kind
You
of
know what the cap hit is. I know it's not much
But
next
he
year.
can't have that negative reputation because imagine he was a free agent, like the contract ended and he was a free agent right now. Is someone actually going to sign him to be a starter?
He
Not a
lost his
starter.
mother. We can all,
Yeah,
you know,
you're
we
right.
have empathy, sympathy for that. I get it. But if he's checked out, then all that matters is he's got his guaranteed money.
Well, here's the thing, though: is
Because he
he's
doesn't even have
never
care anymore.
never participated in OTAs. He's never participated in the voluntary stuff. So the crap that we're giving him crap for right now is not provable crap that we're giving him. We just don't like to see it because
Exactly.
we like to see everyone participating. If he
Right.
comes back 8 days from now and he's not participating, now we have an issue.
That's exactly what I'm saying. You know, let's just get to training camp and then assess.
Yeah. If he
Yeah,
8 days from now he's not participating, now we have an issue. I hope he's internalizing all this though, and he's freaking ready to be best guard in the entire league, and he comes back and plays better than Tevin Jenkins,
Yeah.
which would take a whole heck of a lot.
You don't want him to bottle it up and get all fucked up, but yeah.
Yeah.
You know, bulletin
Well,
board material.
Come out
I'm
and
just
show
saying,
us.
I just think that, Poles should have known this before he signed him if that's going to be an issue. If I got an issue with my player not coming to OTAs, why am I signing?
Just flip side of the coin. You could not know that Nate Davis was going to have a family tragedy. So
No.
I understand the OTA
He's saying
stuff.
OTAs now.
But
Yeah.
the OTA stuff, maybe he did know that and he doesn't care. He hasn't said that it's been an issue. So
Well, that's what I'm saying. I mean,
Well,
that's what I'm saying. If
Matty
he has a
versus-
problem with it, he should have known that before he signed it.
Matt Eberflus
Yeah.
has said there's an open competition. That's about as much as him saying there's a problem with it as there is.
at the right guard, or I thought it was just center.
No, he said at guard.
Okay.
God, you know,
He said it's open.
At guard, period.
it better be at left guard. Damn
I
it!
don't remember the exact quote. I'm
At
gonna be
left
honest.
guard.
I don't remember the
Dude,
exact quote.
Can we all not?
What
we can all-
pontification are you smoking?
Tevin Jenkins next to Darnell Wright is a
No.
Hall of Fame duo.
It's already
is
set.
nice.
Why are we worrying about Tevin Jenkins where he's going to play? He's set where he's playing.
Because he's a right guard. He's a right guard. He's a right
Not,
guard.
he's, okay.
He's a right guard. We all know he's a right guard.
So I think Adam, I want Adam to touch on this, but I think that one of the reasons, aside from Nate Davis only really being a right guard, you have the strong, more powerful tackle on the right with Darnell Wright. You probably want something like that on the left to complement the more blocking oriented Braxton Jones.
He's a better run blocker than pass blocker.
Who had a better run blocking grade last year, Darnell Wright or Braxton Jones?
Braxton Jones.
Braxton Jones.
Interesting. Okay.
Braxton Jones was better all around than Darnell Wright last year, but I think if Darnell Wright was healthy the whole year, he probably would. I think Darnell Wright will be the better by the end of the day, but Braxton Jones takes a lot of crap for no reason. Like, he played really well.
Agreed.
His bull rush, he got such a better base last year. That's his only knock, because his base just isn't as strong as it needs to be. But his improvement from his rookie to his second to his third, like, he's significantly improved. I love everything about Braxton Jones. Damn it.
Yeah. My comments were just kind of spawned off of the base comment that you just said, Adam, with him essentially admitting publicly in his interviews that the bull rush is something that he needs to improve on.
Yeah, so the thing is, people took that as like him admitting a weakness. That's like
he's just
Caleb Williams saying, I need to hold on to the ball better, and then everyone's going to be like, oh, he fumbles too much. Like,
which we're already saying, but yes, totally, yes, exactly.
But if you publicly say something, then everybody jumps on it. So it's almost like you better say nothing.
True.
But he's, from a smaller school.
True. You know what I'm saying, Adam. That's all I got to say.
Is Karl talking too much? Is that what you're saying?
No, from the previous
fine.
Talking about.
I mean, again, it just comes back to, let your play talk for you. And yeah, you shouldn't put out there what your weaknesses are, because people will cling on to that and, hold that against you. But to your point, Shorty, I do agree with you. I like Tevin on the right side better, just because to me, if Tevin and Darnell's lined up side by side, we can run the ball to that right and know we can get that first down on a 4th and 1. We can do that.
I agree. It's like, it's so obvious to me that it's just, I can't believe. This just makes no sense to me. Makes no sense to me, but we'll see what happens. Maybe he'll end up there after all because of an injury, and then they'll finally go, he should be playing right guard.
What if we get through camp and then we have the weirdest lineup anybody's expecting coming out of camp? Because they really want the
What would
best
that look
5.
like?
Know.
Offensive line, just period?
Yeah, just the top 5, and it's just the weirdest thing we've ever seen. What if all of a sudden Nate Davis is center?
Yeah, the only thing that would surprise me, I guess, would be if like Karan is starting at guard or something. I don't know.
Which is possible. I mean, you've taken your best 5, and that's where you have to slot him in.
My biggest issue
Tyree
is
Carter.
us staying healthy.
No.
Tyree Carter's fine. Let's hear it, Adam.
No,
what were you saying, PJ?
PJ was saying something.
No, I just think that my biggest issue is that we can, if our line can stay healthy, to where we can have that cohesion and that
Consistency
togetherness
for a young quarterback. I hear that.
But I mean, that's what we really need more than anything else.
And that's the only. I really think Coleman Shelton is the center, but that's the only reason I'm kind of rooting for Ryan Bates to really kill it at camp and to become the center that everyone's saying that he could be, because we have 2 years with him. I want to see cohesion with a rookie quarterback for a couple years. Ryan Bates is obviously unproven at center, but if he can be what they want him to be, and we have 2 years at minimum with him, that's kind of why I'm rooting for Ryan Bates to beat out Coleman Shelton. I'd like to see that cohesion with these guys for a while.
Well said.
Yeah, it's a good point, and I do think he has the leg up to be the center because the Bears wanted him in the past, and they ended up trading capital for him. He wasn't a free agent that they just decided to sign.
If you talk about leg up, though, Coleman Shelton's going to have the leg up because he is an experienced center that's not going to have the issues with snaps or anything else when you're converting to that position. Center position is, you look at Connor Williams. He had to convert to center, and that's the one big knock people have on him is the penalties and the missed snaps. Even though he's average for the league, that's the knock he gets because he was converting from from guard to center. Coleman Shelton's already a converted center. Like, he's not going to have those mishaps, so that's the leg up he has. That's why it's, oh man, these things, I'm glad I'm not a coach. I have to make these decisions.
Yeah.
So let's shift gears and find out, like, how excited are you guys about getting into the Hard Knocks that's about to come up here? We got August 6th as the first show.
I
Like,
haven't really watched a lot of the Giants, but what I'm hearing from fans is that this iteration of Hard Knocks with the Giants is possibly the best it's ever been.
Oh, it's so good.
So if it's anywhere close to that standard for the Bears, I'm like what Adam's doing. I'm gonna fucking freak out, man.
So
It's
if,
gonna be awesome.
if you didn't, I went live with Shorty for a minute before, and then I went on a thing about Rome Odunze. This Hard Knocks is so much fun to watch because it showed some of the interview process of Malik Neighbors and Rome. Rome killed that interview. I don't know how we got Rome. I have no clue how we got Rome. at
Should not
9.
have happened.
It makes no sense, especially when you see his interview. Brian Dable was set on taking Malik Neighbors. Come hell or high
Yeah.
water, he was taking him no matter what.
That was
If-
decided before college football was done, man. It
If
was
I
such
sit-
a waste of time.
If I sit in an interview with these guys and I've got both of them sitting down giving me a professional interview, which I've done tons of, and Rome comes off like he did, dude, I fell in love with that guy 2 seconds into that interview. He's confident, he's aware, he's sharp. Oh man, I can't wait to watch the Bears Hard Knocks. It's going to be fun to see
Yeah.
behind the scenes with Rome and Caleb and all these guys. Like this is what we've been clamoring for.
Didn't they show the Caleb Williams interview too?
Yeah, they showed him too, and he was sharp. Like he dissects. So Brian Dable said, if you've got one play to run, which one are you going to run? And I don't know if Caleb, it didn't break it down super deep, but I don't know if Caleb knew that's the run he did over and over with Brett Favre in Green Bay, but he pulled out the exact play that Brett Favre ran over and over again, and he dissected it to a T, like super intelligent quarterback. And I'm just sitting there looking like, dude, this guy is Pat Mahomes. He really is everything he's advertised to be. He can dissect it. He can explain it. If the Giants could have picked Caleb, they would have. I mean, there's a no-brainer there.
Well, of course they would have. But they got to sit there like, shit. There's no way we're going to. But at least we know what the game plan for when we play the Bears now.
I want to know how many people did put an offer to the Bears, because obviously Ryan Poles was shutting them all down. He was sold on Caleb. But I want to know how many, after those interviews they all had at the Combine, Brian Dable, all the other ones, that the commander, everyone else, I guarantee they were making calls after they had those interviews with Caleb and they saw him in those types of formats. And especially, did you see the Jaden Daniels one? So
No,
I was not set on before we traded Justin Fields. I was not set between the two. Jaden Daniels has a lot of good perk. When you go watch that one, watch Jaden Daniels. He was confused. He was blustered. He couldn't really repeat it back. Like, it was night and day between Caleb and Jaden Daniels. And I was like, damn, we did good. Good job, Ryan Poles. Slow clap for you. You did everything perfect. You nailed it. Yeah, we did good. I'm so freaking pumped right now.
And Drake May was pretty impressive as well. I think I saw a
he
little
was
bit of a
sharp.
clip of him. But to your point, Caleb, just another grade above.
Yeah.
I've said it for
Regarding
so
your
long.
comment on what you think was offered, I'm not going to get into what, but I feel like the Commanders probably did have a really strong offer on the table, just considering that they want their new ownership to have a new face of the franchise.
But it couldn't have been as strong as like if the Giants, because they were too close to the Bears.
I don't
Well,
know.
the Giants, I don't even know if there could be anything. They could
No,
have
I
re-signed
mean the-
Saquon and just gone crazy.
The Commanders
bet
are too close to the Bears.
I'll bet after having an interview like that with Caleb at the Combine, I'll bet they were all offering the lion's share to get him, man. I'll bet they were offering their entire draft class to get Caleb. I really do.
That's what I was going to say. This feels like it could have been a Ricky Williams situation where, okay, this is our draft board this year. It's yours now. What do you want next year? What player do you want? And Poles
I would love to
said
see
no.
what Washington offered.
That's what we're talking about, yeah.
Yeah, more than anyone else. I just want to see what Washington offered.
I'll bet you at
because-
minimum it was 36-40. Obviously, a swap to 2 and next year's first. I'll bet at minimum. Everything we
I'm just really.
And
I
a
hope.
starter.
I hope it comes out at some point what they actually offered.
Well,
Yeah, but
isn't
Giants-
our Hard Knocks going to be over just our off season, our mini camp? This Hard Knocks is really off of their
Off-season.
I'm talking about like in
earlier
a book.
part.
I'm talking about in a book interview, whatever, later
Yeah.
on down the line at some point.
Well, after the Bears are the
come
first
out.
team to win a Super Bowl with a rookie quarterback and the Commanders are in a dumpster fire and have to get rid of Magic Johnson, Magic Johnson will spill the beans. He'll say, "This is what I offered. Those damn Bears, they're winning all these Super Bowls. That could have been me."
You know, who
I'm
I
sure
feel
it's
bad
coming.
for?
Owner because of a losing season there.
I feel bad for Drake May.
A
because
losing
he is-
decade.
Drake May is stepping into the exact Justin Fields situation.
Yeah.
Developmental
I
quarterback
honestly
who's very
really
sharp, very
under
intelligent,
Yeah.
and just
Yes.
not. The team has got to build so much. He's walking into the exact same scenario. It's going to be, it's rough for him.
Guys,
Thankfully, I don't think he'll start the first week because I think it's going to be Jacoby Brissett for a little
Wouldn't it be
bit.
cool
but
if Joe
still.
Mixon did, just so they could throw him out there and see what he could do,
Joe Mixon?
or not? What's his name? The big guy from Tennessee.
Oh,
Milton. Joe Milton.
Joe Milton. Yeah. Wouldn't it be cool if they threw him out
Michigan
there?
legend. No, I'm just kidding. Well,
I would love to see them throw Joe Milton out there first game. That'd be so much fun.
It'll be Brissett. Shorty, did you want to point out Mr. Steve Phillips here?
Yes, I do. We have a $10 super chat from Steve Phillips. Thank you, Steve.
Mason quintuplets.
Make sure you
Appreciate you,
guys,
Steve.
make sure you Mason quintuplets split this between of you. We each get $2 tonight, guys.
It's
I appreciate
Mason
you,
Nation. Good math there.
appreciate you, Steve.
Thank you, Steve.
Well,
Thanks,
there's
Steve.
there's a question in chat. Rain videos to help people sleep. Mark Kazak says, "What is the record of teams after starring on Hard Knocks?" The
Who was on it last year?
Jets? No.
Lions.
Was that
Lions
last year?
beforehand. No,
Yeah, that was
last
the year
year
before.
had to have been the Jets. That makes sense to me.
It
And
was
that's
the
not a
Jets.
fair one. They
had
lost their
Aaron Rodgers
quarterback
being
in the
real
first
nice.
play. Yeah.
Okay, so I'll give you the
The year before
2001.
was the Lions.
2001, the Ravens were 10-6. 2002, the Cowboys were 5-11. 2007, the Chiefs were 4-12.
Oh.
2008, the Cowboys were 9-7. 2009, the Bengals were 10-6. 2010, the Jets were 11-5. 2012, Dolphins were 7-9. 13, all these repeat teams. Bengals were 11-5. 2014, Falcons were 6-10. 2015, the Texans were 9-7. Rams were 4-12. 17, the Bucks were 5-11. So it's kind of all over the place. The Browns in 18 were 7-8-1.
But isn't the stipulation that you can't be a super good team? Like you're not going to have the Super Bowl winner
Can't be
on
a
Hard
playoff
Knocks?
Right.
Can be a playoff team. Can be a playoff team when it can't be a team with a new coach.
So you
20
already are starting off with a not as good team.
Right. 2021 Cowboys were 12-5. 2022 Lions were 9-8.
Cowboys didn't make the playoffs in 20.
In 2021, well, 2020 was the Chargers, and they went 7-9. And then 2021 was the Cowboys. They went 12-5. 22 was the Lions. They went 9-8. And then last year, the Jets went 7-10. So it's kind of like 50-50-ish.
Shout out Cliff.
Well,
I don't
know
Jets
if
were
that's
actually really
correlation.
good considering they didn't have a quarterback.
I only counted about 6 playoff teams that you named
Yeah.
of the year that they actually had no Hard Knocks. Like maybe about 6 teams.
Yeah, and they started off, they rebooted it in 2001. So
Yeah.
I guess it is more losing teams. But
Mhm. Because
weren't
that's a stipulation. Though. I mean, the year before,
So
you
you're
cannot
saying-
have been a playoff team, and if you have a new head coach, you can't, be that.
To straighten that out, though, you'd really have to go back to the year prior to what their record was to see what the team
Yeah.
was
Right.
the year before they were on Hard Knocks, and then
Agreed.
because if you win 2 or 3 games and you're on Hard Knocks, you're gonna be the Jets where you go 7-10. If you're the 21 Cowboys and you go 8-8 at the time, or 7-9, and we already knew what they had, you're gonna go 12-5.
Yeah, I thought the Cowboys made it in 20, so I just looked it up when he was reading that. Cowboys were 6-10 in 20, and then they were 12-5 in 21.
Little bit of a turnaround there. Yeah.
2020 was way underachieving for what the Cowboys lineup was because they've been talking about how underachieving they've been for the last 25 years, man.
Well, that
Go back
2020
and
season
look
was with the COVID and
maybe it's
whatnot.
20.
Yeah.
that was kind of a lost season all around.
Yeah.
That was a weird season, man. Seeing nobody in the stands. Imagine how weird they must have been to play in that. Like,
I know, right? Like,
And the fans got the pumped in crowd noise and everything. I would imagine some of the stadiums had a little bit of that, but it's nowhere near what it's like for a player. It had to have been night and day.
oh yeah,
With nobody there.
I can't imagine that.
There were some teams or stadiums that, like, there was a weird, unique policy, just like that whole situation was handled, where your family can sit next to you, but non-relatives have to be 4 seats away, all that weird stuff. So, again, it was just a weird year.
well, guys, I can see Adams over there yawning. We don't want to keep him awake too much longer, and I do want to
keep him up all
wrap
night.
this up
He doesn't have shit to do tomorrow.
soon from now.
I'm loving this. Sorry, I've had these. I keep doing this. If you see, I've had these on for like 8 hours straight now, recording stuff and doing stuff. Like, this is fun though. I enjoy it.
So you're saying you need a more comfortable headset?
I am.
Shout out to our sponsors. Come on, someone's got to pick up the Adam Mason Nation. Let's get some merch flowing.
Somebody might as well
What's
buy
your
him
email,
some-
Adam? What's your email?
You just told me you can't give out your first, last name, and email. Come on.
Well, my first and last name are on the screen, so I don't understand that point.
Oh, Hucky.
We don't have your email. That's the problem. It's at Thigh and Smy.
It's Karl Mason at bearscountryproductions.com.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my goodness.
I love Karl. I just want you guys to know that I love Karl.
Like a son or like a
You want to
cousin?
marry him?
I knew he was going to go there, dude.
I knew he was going to go there,
When you
dude.
were a kid. Oh
What's
man,
wrong with Shorty tonight? You do it with a
Tonight?
Miriam.
He's
Where have you been the last year and a half,
pontificating.
PJ? You got to know. How do you not? You sit next to the guy every week. How do you not know?
You sit next to.
Oh, you're close. If the Scotty fits,
I'm trying to tell you, it's a Scotty fix.
that was like Foster's first or second show ever. If the Scrody fit.
I don't know if it was, but it was somebody said it. No, somebody in the chat said, yeah, Scrody fits because I called him Scrody instead of Shorty. So it was on. I put it on a screen, Scrody. That's what I did.
Yeah.
And somebody goes, yeah, Scrody fits, and it's been there ever since. That's like a year ago, dude.
All right, so let's save some
Right.
shit for the next couple of weeks because we have training camps coming up, and next week we'll actually have training camp to talk about, won't we?
Unless somebody don't.
And the Bears are doing a good job of giving us content as far as like the Meet the Rookies. There's a whole 10-minute video on Rome, 15-minute video on Quran. Eagerly anticipating the Punt Gods video, so it's going to be some good stuff that'll hold
I'm
us
eagerly
over, so to
anticipating
speak.
Caleb's. Caleb's got to be what? Not tomorrow, but the day after. They're releasing them every 2 days.
He'll probably be the last video.
They only
yeah,
have
like,
those two so far.
Well, you
Yeah.
know, I'm a defensive guy. I need to get inspired for our defense. I'm not really overly hyped about our defense right now.
why is that?
Seemed like we didn't make any significant moves enough for me.
What about the continuity?
I like the continuity part.
He's still
but
pissed off about the Booker trade, Adam.
no. I mean, honestly, I just said I don't think we did enough to address the line personally. I
We've
mean, I
only
just
got
think.
89 on the 90-man roster. You know someone's going to be signed.
Well, I mean, I'm still hoping.
Gakwe, come on down.
Stop it, Karl. Stop it.
I'm hoping. I'm truly hoping. I'm truly hoping that we can get somebody else signed here. I'm wondering whether or not the offenses will look at our last 7 games last year and say, "Hey, this is what they did defensively, and this is how we can stop it." So I'm hoping that we can get somebody who can actually take us to me over the top.
You think Jervon Dexter can be that guy, or do you think he's not? You think he's capable?
I think he's still a year away. I think because of him playing basketball for a while. Now he started playing football, and then he was playing in that 2-gap, slow off the ball system. So he just started getting that 1-gap last year. So this year, I would say he's going to make some improvement, but he probably won't have his breakout year until next year.
Did you guys see that play last season with Jalen Carter where they were spiking the ball. I think it was the Chiefs were spiking the ball, and he dove underneath the center, and he almost intercepted it. Did you see
I
that?
saw that. Yeah.
That's some pontification right there. Yeah, that play that could have been insane.
That's next level stuff. If he would have actually caught that, you wouldn't have heard the end of that. That would have been the play of the year. Like that would have.
It's like that.
Right,
Tommy
that would
Harris,
have been a negative thing on the Bears, right?
that Tommy Harris play where the ball was snapped. It was a running play
Against the Vikings, right?
and the ball was snapped, and he was in the run. He was 3 yards downfield in the running back's face before he even got the handoff. It was.
Didn't he cause a fumble and that sparked the Bears' comeback?
I believe so. Yes, he definitely caused the
I
fumble.
missed that 05-06 defense, man.
I love Tommy Harris.
That defense would have been.
I think he's gonna just.
They deserve a goddamn Super Bowl.
I think this is the year he breaks out, PJ.
Guys, Mammy
I
is
saw too
in
much,
chat.
man. I saw too much out of him last
Who's
year.
Mammy?
Hi,
Hey,
Mammy.
Mammy.
Is that Mammy Mason? Is that our Mammy?
Yes,
That's
our
actually
mom.
my Mammy.
Actual your mother.
Tonight it's all of ours.
My mom has been
Just
on the
for
show
1 hour.
before. We call her Mammy.
Oh, okay. Understood.
Don't be picking
Hi.
on my fucking Mammy.
Nope, that's not his one.
Mama. If the
All
screen
right, Foster.
fits,
I'm watching you. I'm watching you, Foster, with Mammy now. I'm watching.
He's at Mammy's house right
He's
now.
the one always hitting on Mammy.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
Don't
Foster.
get your eyes off of my Mammy.
That's Foster.
PJs.
That's Foster. I kind of see the resemblance there between Shorty and Foster.
Does Mammy need some videos to help people sleep? Sorry, Mark Kazak. Shout out to you, man.
Yeah, Mammy. Rain videos to help you sleep. That's Mark Kazak. Go check it out if you want to fall asleep to some rain music.
Sweet lady. I just want to say
Soundtrack.
that for the record. Sweet lady. Mammy, you're a sweet lady. Truly are.
see,
I don't feel
PJ's
comfortable calling her Mammy.
PJ's
so I'm
sucking
sorry.
up, man. He's kissing up.
No, she's a sweet lady. I enjoy her every time she's on the show.
Well, it was
Really-
just like
Need to
when
cook her
I-
some fish and spaghetti.
when I was younger. I wasn't a kid. I'm like talking my 20s. I coined Mammy, and she loved it. So she likes to be called Mammy. So
Yeah, I just hard for me to say it
Mammy.
because
Yeah,
when I come
we're
where I come from,
teetering.
that's kind of a derogatory term. So
Yeah,
it's
we're
not
walking.
hard for me to say it.
Ooh, derogatory. Okay.
Yeah,
Not from here. You don't have to feel that way.
but that's
All
why
right.
I have such reservations. So
It's out. It's out. This is Dan's bedroom when he was a kid, guys. We got caught up. I had to tell him, man.
got him, got him, got him.
Well, perfect.
He's my son, but I really don't like him. So
The last name would indicate that it's the Mason family.
Ooh, that was a good one. That was right on time, Foster. That was good. That was good.
Well, being in your 700s, Foster, you can easily see how we're all your children,
yes, this is true, my son.
whether it's by being bit or by sperm. I don't know, but
By being bit.
Oh, you got my yearbook picture? No.
oh my god. Well, guys, let's wrap up this show with some trivia questions, okay?
Yeah.
I got some
Oh,
I got some fresh off of the calendar that my wife got me. I'll pull it up again. The Bears calendar. All right. So there's been a lot of 21 and 22 questions, so I'm going to put those aside. And I'm going to ask the first one. Let's test your old school knowledge. Foster will have this.
Yeah.
Who was the primary quarterback for all 4 NFL championship Bears teams of the 40s?
Sid Luckman.
Sid Luckman. That's it.
That's it.
It's the only option, isn't it?
That's it. He was the quarterback from 39 to 49, if I'm not mistaken. So
You are correct. That was an easy one. I'm warming you up.
Okay.
After wearing uniform number 22 for the Bears from 1949 to 1952, what number did Pro Football Hall of Fame quarterback and kicker George Blanda wear for the club from 53 to 58 and throughout his long career in the AFL from 60 to 75?
Was that 45?
no,
He went from number 22 to number what?
It wasn't 45.
No.
I don't know. I'm not looking at the answer. It's upside down, so I'll look at it. I'm going to guess
I believe it was 16, but I'm not sure.
I have to appreciate that you guys are making me feel young.
I'm gonna guess 3.
No, it wasn't 3. That was a wide receiver, if I'm not mistaken.
I have no freaking clue.
Oh my god.
It's either 16 or 45.
I stumped you right back. That's what we did. Adam had me on for a trivia section for what he's coming out with here soon, and you got me on one of those, man.
Beaver.
Carl was on that
Scottish
too.
Bear says 16. Laz says 16. Somebody else up here
I think they've been
saying
looking it up. It must be 16.
Jason Toy says 12.
Yeah, you got to start. You got to tell us the answer before it's revealed in chat. It's going too
16.
far.
Chat
I thought
cheated.
so.
Foster won
Chat
that
cheated.
one. Yeah, chat did.
I
cheat.
didn't have to cheat. I gave him the number.
there you have it. See?
All right, here's one more old school. Then we'll get into the early 20s. The first draft pick in Bears
Wait.
history.
Wait, let's finish that off. So you guys all know about George Blanda, right? The Bears thought he was kind of getting old and washed up in 1958, so they traded him, and he only played till 1975.
Right.
Another 17 years.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Quick side one for you. What number did Walter Payton wear before he wore number 34?
43. I don't know.
32.
Anyone?
23.
Because
21.
Foster saw my answer.
Anyone? Chat? What are you guys saying in chat?
Well, they're Googling it right now.
I don't see your answer.
You got to be our Google machine.
I'm trying to pull it up, but it's
VHS is saying
We
48
can't
question mark.
here. We go. I got it for you. I will
He
show you.
wore this number for the Bears?
Yep.
Did they do a jersey swap when he went to 34? I'm only half joking.
21.
I said
21.
21.
Wow.
21.
I was the one who said
The
21.
Google machine.
TJ was correct.
Boo. Boo.
Give it up. Come on, Adam. Give it
I
up.
cheated. You did good. Good job, PJ.
You know,
Good job,
one of these
cheater.
days
Are
you're
we,
gonna have
are
me
we
on the
keeping
show.
score?
You're going to have me on the show just because
So
I got
me-
the answer right.
That's
That was
right.
Foster and PJ each have one right now.
That
I
was
gotta wait to have you over PJ
I'm
when
just saying.
Caleb Williams has a few good games, so you don't bring up.
Oh
Justin
God, I
Fields.
can't.
Special guest.
Please,
Emergency podcast.
Can we please get the games going?
Simulcasted on ESPN.
Be happy again. Jeez. All right. One more old school question.
He was like 19.
Boo.
This is for Foster. The first pick in Bears history, Joe Stidahar, went on to the Pro Football Hall of Fame, as did the club's final selection in the initial draft in 1936. Who is he?
19, I had no idea.
Yeah, Foster. All eyes on Foster, everyone.
Who was the final selection of the Bears draft in 1936 that went on to the Hall of Fame with Joe Stidahar?
George,
I have no idea, dude. I don't remember any of that shit. Too far.
I don't remember any of this
1936?
I expect you to know this, Foster. I'm disappointed in you.
Yeah, that's okay.
Guard Danny Fortman.
oh, man. You
got
remember him,
shit.
Foster.
George Foreman.
You and him went to
Grill?
grade school together.
Come on, Foster.
Went to grade school together.
No, he was at grade school with his fangs out, looking for children to eat in 1936.
We're gonna have to end the
Bonus
episode.
points.
They're right there, everyone. Have a good night.
All right. now we're getting into the 20s. What
Better
defensive
than kids.
what defensive
I'm
back?
sorry.
You could eat kids back then. It was okay.
Oh my god.
Right.
What defensive
Pause. No Diddy.
Whoa.
Cocaine was legal and you can
No
eat kids.
sketch.
What defensive back posted a team-leading 9 tackles on kickoff coverage for the Bears in 2021?
Sherrick McManus. Get off your phone, cheating Adam.
That's a good one.
No, I'm not looking this up. You'll know because I don't know the answer.
Defensive back led the team in tackles on kick coverage for the Bears in 21.
Did I tell you
The
that
answer is Sherrick McManus.
Him and I went to the high school.
Mason's got it.
Went to the same high
I
school.
don't.
Carl Mason.
Carl Mason.
I think Carl Mason's got it.
I looked. I can't answer.
Mm.
So it's my word versus who?
I'll give you. Can I give you a hint?
Yep.
His last name is the same as one of our presidents.
Joe Biden.
There's so many Johnsons. Which Johnson
Lincoln.
is it?
I'll give you one more hint. He had I bitch about it all the time. He had a 4th and 2 stop against the Eagles in the playoffs, and they not only gave the Eagles a first down, but they gave them 2 additional yards in a game of inches.
Who stopped that play?
Carter, Lincoln.
So it's clearly not Sheriff McManus.
It's not Jerry McMahon. But that's
Yikes.
what I would have went with.
So-
Clip saying Trump.
Carter. No,
It's got to be a Johnson.
2021.
he
2021.
was on the Houston Texans.
Think Matt Nagy's last year.
Oh,
when they went
like
to the playoff or the
wait, you said it was a backup
Double
cornerback?
doink.
Oh, the one guy. Oh man.
Good answer. Good answer.
Oh,
and you are correct, PJ. The one guy.
number 25.
Oh,
No,
Deion
number
Bush.
26.
Deion Bush.
Yeah,
the
number
point goes to
26.
VHS.
That's it, you're
The
right.
point goes to
Yeah.
VHS.
Deion Bush.
Yes, number 26. Bush.
VHS with the point. Okay.
Yes.
Deion Bush, Scottish Bear.
Yes. So I don't get credit for saying number 26.
Nope.
You get credit for it.
VHS gets it. VHS
Adam
said that before you.
gave me credit for something earlier today where I couldn't think of his name, but I could think everything else. I just couldn't think of his name, so I'll give you that.
Adam,
Cliff's
how many people?
Cliff's got every last president name out there except Bush. Roosevelt, Clinton,
Roosevelt.
Carter.
JFK.
Kennedy.
JFK.
All right, 2 more. At selection number 39 overall, the second round in the 20. Well, who was the Bears' top pick in the 2022 NFL draft? This is easy.
Brisker.
Oh, Gordon.
Kyler
Gordon.
Kyler Gordon?
Oh, okay.
Kyler Gordon and Brisker.
Yeah, Gordon then Brisker.
Yep. Well worth it, too.
I actually got that draft right, believe it or not. The first 2 picks, anyway.
And it will what, like a mock draft?
Oh, this is
Yeah.
stupid.
Because we didn't have a first rounder, so right after the first round ended, I did a mock. And guess who my third pick was? Instead of Ellis Jones, it was Romeo Dobbs.
Wow,
wish they
you
would've
would have
grabbed
won
him.
that draft as well. Not as good as
Absolutely.
Adam Mason's original mock draft for the Bears this year, though, if I may add.
We don't bring up the Hall. Then we would have got Jaden.
The Hall?
We would have got Jaden Daniels, and after Hard Knocks, that was the wrong decision.
No, Adam, I'm alluding to you saying that I saw you have a mock where it was Caleb, Rome, and Karan in the same draft.
Oh, after we traded Justin Fields, my first one was those 3, and then Brandon Dorless was my 4th pick. Yeah.
See, yeah, Adam Mason's the guy. I just want to say that because I want to get on the show.
You're just saying it because you're another Mason, man.
I'm telling you, PJ, you're coming on the show as soon as
Yeah.
Caleb has a couple good games, so you don't
Yeah,
talk about
it's-
Justin Fields.
It's not a question. That is set in stone. That's contractually obligated as per this video.
I am your father.
Yikes.
Hey, look, PJ Mason, he's my daddy.
This way, at least Adam, you can
There's
answer the
Mammy and
age-old
Daddy in the chat. Oh my
Daddy in the
god.
question. Answer that age-old question.
Oh my
Who's your daddy?
god.
Who's your daddy? PJ.
PJ's my daddy.
All right. This final question is stupid because you're gonna. I mean, this is like, who is the
You're gonna ask
second?
me anyway.
Who is the second defensive back drafted in the same draft?
Brisker.
Come on, Brisker.
Next.
Javon Dexter.
Wrong draft.
Wrong.
Oh man. All right, who pulled him? Did he pull himself? Okay.
It was the Mason did it.
One of them.
All right, guys, let's wrap this shit up because we have
Apology show. What?
got to we've got to
I love doing that. I'm sorry.
we've got to save it for next week when
Apology show.
when
When we have our 90th man signed to the roster?
yes,
Yannick Ngakwe.
No.
and Caleb and Rome are signed.
He said apology show.
Adam, I want to thank you for coming on with us tonight, man.
Thanks for
Really
having me.
appreciate it.
Much.
Thank you for having me on with you earlier.
Good
Thank
time.
you, Adam.
Make sure you check that out. Adam, why don't you let everyone know where they can find you?
Yeah, the little app there, Bear Down Sports. I think it's easier if you actually just search me. If you guys haven't seen my YouTube channel yet, it's just search Adam Mason or Bear Down Sports. Appreciate all of you guys. This has been a great Bears community all off season. This has been a terrible off season, the longest dragging out one ever.
Yeah.
But this fan base has made it fun and worth it. So it's we're getting there. We're almost there. We're almost there.
We're so
Appreciate you coming on, Adam.
Yeah.
Thank you guys.
Appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Don't forget
always
to
fun.
not follow Adam on Twitter.
Yeah, do not follow me on Twitter. I said
Do
it.
not.
I prefaced it.
No. Follow at your own risk.
Cliff Victoria, you should follow him on Twitter.
Well, dude, if you just tell them
Yeah.
not to follow you on Twitter, they're going to definitely follow you because we never want to do things that anybody tells us.
I've been advised now that I need to
Okay.
make a professional Twitter, so I think I'm going to work on that and make an actual Bear Down Sports Twitter, and then I'll make my own Twitter private, and I can still be
Yeah.
antagonist
This
that I
is
am
the
on Twitter.
way.
Yeah,
This
that's
is
a
the
great
way.
idea. That's a great idea.
Yeah. I support that.
I'll head there. I'll get there eventually.
Yo, BCP support on
I don't
that.
support any of it, Adam. Just do what you're
It's
doing.
fine. Like I said backstage, we have everything copyright claimed, so all that revenue stream will just go right into BCP. It's fine. It's fine.
As,
So we
he's
want
as he's working on a way to transfer it all to Thigh and Smy.
I told you not to tell anyone that
But I never got the check.
because you're
What?
not at your house. You're at Shorty's
Dude, I slept
mom's
in
house.
4 different beds in the last 4 days.
Oh no, did he?
That's how it always is for you, Foster.
God, I hope
That's
you're
what
wearing a
they tell
condom.
me.
I want to thank Eric Harper for
Where's the
his
dog at?
$4.99 super chat. Eric, thank you very much. Steve Phillips, thank you for your $10 super chat, man. We love and
Yes.
appreciate you guys.
Fuck the
you know.
Packers.
I love it. The puke and the cheese. I love it. We're starting a trend there with that one, just so you guys know.
Give us a
Puke,
puke and a
puke,
cheese. Let's get to
Copyright
chat.
Adam Mason. Copyright BCP.
J2K Designs. I want to thank J2K for his
J2K. Appreciate you, brother.
new logo you see up there. We're going to be setting up the channel and Twitter page and everything with all the work that J2K has done for us. J2K Designs, great stuff. Also, we're working on a web page as well, so he'll be helping me with that. And much love to you, J2K. Thank you very much. Mark Kazak, check out his Rain videos to help sleep podcast or his YouTube channel.
I'm on that tonight. I'm checking that out tonight because I'm going to
Yeah.
need some help, man.
Appreciate you, Mark.
Turn out the
Kazak,
noise of the screaming.
J2K,
Yes.
Calvin Canterbury,
Yes.
His
and
body transfer works really hard.
Brian Gilmore.
Body tr-
Plank able to hang out with us tonight.
Yeah,
Cliff
Plank is so
Dixon.
OG.
Yeah.
Shout out Plank.
Thanks for
Mr.
taking off work,
Mayhem,
Plank.
Doug
DVD,
Van Dorn,
VHS.
Scottish Bear,
STC,
JC1,
Scottish Bear, man. He's been like
Yeah, he's awesome.
here
New
every
breed.
week, staying up till 5:00 in the morning. We
And he's
appreciate
got all the zingers too. Look at this. Foster
know.
might be 700. He loves his Virginia McCaskey 100th poster. Oh my
Man.
goodness.
Pick it up, baby.
PC,
I don't know what's wrong with me, but
Mammy,
Oh God, Mammy, love you, Mammy.
and then,
The Bearsky was hanging out with us tonight. Thank you,
yeah,
Bearsky.
Paul.
Ruha, 7 New Breed. Oh, I didn't see New Breed here. What's up, New Breed?
I waved to New Breed.
Adam Morey.
Yes.
Don Burr was hanging out with us tonight.
Yeah, he was.
Jason
Laz
Toy,
was in the house.
Tony Moy.
You
Cliff
notice how
Victoria.
Don Burr left after I started complimenting the Lions?
No shit,
And
right?
then Cliff Victoria showed up. I've never
Yeah.
seen them in the same room, man.
I think it's interesting that Don Burr wasn't here. Like, he left after I gave props to the Lions. He's here to stir things up, man.
Yeah, once you start saying the Lions are good, he's like, I got to move on to the next Bears podcast.
Yeah,
Yep.
exactly. That's what he did.
This is no fun
He's probably
anymore.
got like a 4-monitor setup with the Google Chrome tabs 1/8 of the screen. So he's just got 50 panels of Bears shit all going.
I would agree.
Robert-
with that.
And he has notifications on the Bears YouTube account because anytime there's a live press conference, boom, first
He's
one in
in
there.
Robert Friel,
Brian Gilmore, Jeremy Munoz,
Calvin
Tony Moy.
Canterbury.
Tony Moy.
Yeah, there was like 5 new chatters. today.
Jason Toy,
Yeah.
Tony. I'll raise your Jason Toy by 5 with a.
What are you
Tony
gonna do
Moy.
with that toy?
He'll raise you one. He'll raise you 5 Tony Moyes to 1 Jason Toy.
JC1.
JC1, yes.
I'm missing that Tin Pang Dong.
Tin Pan Dog.
What? Damn dong.
Oh,
That sounds like it. It sounds like a Chinese dish. Yeah, I'll have some egg rolls, some tin ping dong, and what the fuck?
thanks for the audio. Thanks for the audio clip, buddy. You'll be hearing that one all season long.
I am positive PJ said 10-pound dong.
Yeah, he might have said it, but that's what Shorty was
It
thinking.
runs in the Mason family.
Creighton will phone.
Christy and Ricky were really kind of spooky. Mason family. Sorry, Adam.
I can tell PJ has the exact. You said it runs in the family, Karl. I can tell you Masons have a very unique approach to talking about our dongs. We let them speak for themselves, just like PJ said about football.
Yes.
You might have to show him in action. He might not believe
we
you.
just let them speak for themselves.
No, there's no showing.
This isn't show and tell, Karl.
Speak for themselves. This is a show and tell.
That's not what you said backstage.
This is not show and tell, sir.
Laz, we haven't seen Laz in a long time. Thank you, Laz, for hanging out with us tonight.
Yeah, New Breed said it right. That's gonna have to be a YouTube short or something.
Literally a short.
Fever.
Buffalo Bob.
That's it. That's what I was looking for.
Oh my God, VHS! I actually did see a Chinese restaurant in Chicago called Dong Hung Lo.
Come on, dog. That's just what happens after you hit about 60. Your
Gravity
balls
takes
drop,
over.
and then you've got a dong hung low.
Oh my God!
Wasn't he a
Shorty's
singer
well
in
on his
Hawaii?
way.
Wasn't he a singer in Hawaii? Dong hung.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, Don Hung.
Couldn't tell you.
Wrong guy.
There's a couple other new ones in here. I'm scrolling up to find before we.
Yeah, I was trying to do that myself.
Bearsky with the
Johnson?
very kind comments for Adam, and I totally agree.
Yeah,
Totally agree.
thank you.
Thanks, Paulie.
Adam Murray. That was another new one. Adam Murray.
Yes.
Oh, Antmiss. Did we say Antmiss?
Yes. I
You
said
better
it.
should have.
Let me
Cheer
say
out
it again.
fucking
My
time,
man,
man.
Antmus.
Antmiss was like the hype man before the stream even started.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Eric Harper.
Hell yeah.
James
Foster.
Hunter.
Foster, your picture right now is screaming like 70s.
Oh, that's the first
Absolutely.
cigarette. I had my Slim Jims ready for this, and it's too late.
No,
We'll
it's
stay
supposed
for
to be
the
a
next
10-pound Jim.
Well, that's an improvement over the 70s theme with the paneling. So at least
Well-
there he made it to the 80s, I think.
I disagree. There's much less to
Yeah, I'd rather him be in the paneling than in
Everybody's
the
used-
Shorty's
everybody's used to
bedroom.
the paneling because I had the paneling for like over a year. Everybody saw the paneling every week with all the crap on it.
2 years, man. It's
What?
it's
Is it 2 already? Oh my god, I gotta quit.
we have no more digs, man. We just lost half of our content now. Thank you, Foster. Ron
what I do.
Winarski.
That's
Thanks
why
for
I'm
joining us.
Ron Renarski.
If we missed you guys, I apologize. You guys know who you are. You guys are all King Buka hanging out with us tonight.
Yes.
Jay Grizz in the beginning.
Jay Grizzy.
Jay Grizz.
You say Plank, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Plank.
Plank's OG.
Plank took off work tonight to hang out with us. Thank you, Plank.
Plank, you the man.
Adam Morey was in chat as well. I think you guys said
Oh.
that.
STC. My main man. Jay
Jay
Grizzy.
Grizz. Ralph Love, another new name.
Yeah. Hopefully no relation to Jordan.
Love to love you.
What
Charles
if there
Johnson.
was?
I don't know if you guys said Charles.
At least he was here.
Oh yeah, Charles Johnson. PJ loves a good Johnson.
Mhm.
Wow. We are just going Ron Winarski.
He only puts mustard on him though.
We're not going to say anything about nobody's Johnsons right now because
Mustard only.
Dong hung low.
Dong hung low.
Hey,
Love a good dong.
Dong
Guys,
hung low.
Next week's gonna be a lot of fun talking about the rookies arriving. I'm looking forward to that because now we start to get into the NFL season, the long, drawn out forever seemed like the longest off season of all time is about to come to an end, and now things are about to get fun. I can't wait to see what we're all going to do together. Adam, thank you for joining us tonight. Karl, great job as always.
Thanks.
PJ and Foster, my guys. Foster, great to see you again after a little hiatus.
Yeah.
Guys, we'll see you next week. Let's end
Stay
this shit
safe.
on a 1, 2, 3 Bears. Ready? 1, 2, 3 Bears.
Bar down.
The Bears.
Shit. Fuck Green Bay.
Round. I get around.